Welcome to the film podcast that nobody listens to. I know it's been since Halloween, and well, it doesn't matter because no one listens to this anyway. I'm Garrett. I'm one of the hosts.
And I'm David, and yeah, it's great to be back.
We have a special guest from the Filmaholics podcast, which is a badass fucking name. Lawrence, why don't you say something, man?
What's up, everybody? What's up? How y'all doing?
We had a great special guest lined up, but we had to settle for Lawrence.
David, you shouldn't have
Listen, said that. Hey, the Filmaholics is a pretty big brand right now, so you might want to watch who you're talking to.
You're right. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Unlike you guys, you know, the
bridges.
film podcast that no one listens to,
Yeah.
we get the listeners over there.
Yeah, no one listens to us ever.
But it's okay, because I listen. It's okay.
So, for background, Lawrence is on Film Twitter with David and I. We met, I don't know how long it was ago, but we are mutuals. So, Film Twitter, once again, is brought up in this conversation, as it always is. So, Lawrence, talk about yourself. What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Well, you know what? What's pretty interesting is you're actually the first person I ever followed on Film Twitter.
Who, me?
Yeah, you, Brodey.
Wow, I feel honored.
I remember. Yeah, I was like, this guy seems cool. I'm gonna follow this dude.
Well, thank you.
So,
Awesome.
And I remember because I joined in 2019. I joined pretty late to the game,
Okay.
but yeah, you know, I think everyone goes through the same thing on Film Twitter. It's like, this is fun, and then it's like, this isn't fun anymore, and then it's like, wow, I freaking hate this.
But it's so
this
fun.
This is fucking awful.
We're so on it, you know? That's the thing.
It's fun when you're talking to the people that are actually cool, and the ones that are like kind of in the background that kind of show up every once in a while. It's like, okay, you need to stop talking.
Mute.
It's like, you're kind of annoying.
Love
But
the mute button.
something about me. Oh man, what should I talk about? Like why I'm into film? Is that what I should talk about?
Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want to talk about.
What got me? I'll say what got me into film.
Okay.
I was pretty young when I got into movies. I was 8 years old when I don't know why I said it. I was like, I want to be a film director one day. I barely even knew what that meant. But I watched a lot of comedies when I was younger. I wanted to make comedies because I loved them so much. I give credit to Superbad being the one that really got me into that stuff.
Great film.
And I love it. And then the second movie I watched when I was, well, not the second movie of all time, but when I was 10, I watched The Shawshank Redemption, and I was like, I just love this movie. Like I fell in love with it. It was my favorite movie for like almost a decade. And then the movie that got me into like, oh, I really want to start watching a bunch of movies and like reviewing them and talking about them was when I was 17 years old. I watched Whiplash.
There you go.
And yeah, just a bunch of bangers right there. So
Yeah, 2 bangers. For real.
yeah, I like watching movies. I like talking about movies and sometimes making them. I haven't made a short film in a long time, but I do miss it, and it's a lot of fun to do it.
Yeah. No, especially
Now I'm gonna
Shawshank.
podcast.
Shawshank is that film you could show to anybody. Any Joe Schmo, any Marvel fan,
Absolutely.
anyone, and could just enjoy it. Actually, it was on TV the other day, and I was at my fiance's parents' house, and they love Shawshank. They've seen it a million times, and her mom's not really into movies, but she's seen that movie 20 times, she said. So that movie is just amazing by how watchable it is and how rewatchable it is too.
Absolutely, I can I've seen it. It's probably like my most rewatched film ever. I've seen it so many times. But when I was young, when I was at the age of like 8, I was into movies that maybe an 8-year-old shouldn't have been watching. I mean, I love those, you know, like child movies that I was watching, like, you know, like Toy Story and The Incredibles. But I remember telling my mom and dad, like, I want to watch Gran Torino, and they were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I love Gran Torino. I love it.
I love it too, and I loved it as a kid. I remember watching it at 8 years old, and I was like, I love this movie, and they were like, you're fucking weird. And then I remember watching like Apocalypto
Okay.
at that young age.
Ooh,
I mean,
saw
like
that one in middle school.
yeah, I feel like everyone watches that at a very young age, and that's like one of the first like really graphic movies someone watches.
What the
Everyone
fuck?
seems to see it in middle school.
Did they show that to you? My history teacher, I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade, was like, hey, let's watch this fucking violent ass movie.
No, I didn't get showed. We used to have a guy that would make like the pirated movies. I mean,
What?
I hope there's no cops around. Hold on. Oops. Everyone had that guy, especially if you grew up,
Yeah.
over here. So I remember they gave us Apocalypto, and I was like, this looks interesting, and I watched it. And at the time, I liked it. I don't think I would like it that much now, but I mean, I feel like I was just watching movies that pushed my mental capacity on just my range of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was doing when I was younger.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Shawshank, that probably has to be the second strongest directorial debut, right behind the masterpiece of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. But Frank Darabont came in swinging the fences, and holy shit, that movie, Shawshank, is just like, he fucking nailed it. I mean, incredible. Just completely nailed it. Like, it's unbelievable how great that movie is.
It's incredible. I actually forgot to do something. At the Filmaholics podcast, whenever we start a podcast, I always forget that we do this. We crack open a cold one, and that's exactly what I just did right now.
No fucking way! I literally just opened one as you were saying that.
Awesome.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's how we start.
That's how we start
every episode. Yeah, exactly. That's how we start every episode. We crack open a cold one, and then we sit around thinking, how do we start this episode? And then it's just a bunch of trial and error. But yeah, no, Shawshank is super.
Though, is that in our pod, nobody listens to this anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's right.
Not even my fiance listens to this. Only I do.
Oh, doesn't that hurt? Doesn't that hurt when the ones you think will listen to it don't listen to it?
No.
Yeah, it's okay.
That hurts so much.
It's okay. That's why no one listens.
It's not okay for me. Oh yeah, because no one listens to you guys. I can understand. But yeah, dude, Shawshank first feature is just incredible. Frank Darabont, I kind of feel bad for the guy. Like, I think about like the whole Walking Dead situation that he was put upon.
Yeah.
And but man, Shawshank, I'm telling you, for the longest time, Shawshank, I would consider Shawshank my favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched 12 Angry Men, and I remember thinking, I can't have a favorite movie.
Lumet, man, he is the master of suspense, I think.
Isn't that his directorial debut?
It was.
Then okay, that's the best one in my opinion.
Yeah. So Lawrence, quick fun fact. So they shot Shawshank in Mansfield, Ohio, which is near me.
Yeah.
I've been to Mansfield many times. And so the exterior and the outside, like the like, what the fuck, when they're outside in that little
prison?
Like, the prison scenes where they're outside, like the inmates, and the warden's office is all Mansfield. The interior of like the cells, that was a set. But like literally the out front of Mansfield, the warden's office, you can see it from the parking lot, and like his office was in Mansfield too. And when I went in there, they had a cutout of the warden sitting at his desk where they actually filmed that scene in. So like, it's so fucking cool. It's really cool to see like where they shot that film there, and they even cut out the hole that Dufresne crawled through. It's just a giant fucking cement cylinder, like fucking
that's right,
50 yards long. Just chilling there. You can look through the hole. It's fucking cool. Mansfield it's haunted too. It's very fucking haunted.
Is
but
it?
It's so cool. Oh yeah, it's one of the most haunted places in the world.
Oh no.
It's
yeah,
super cool.
I remember watching a Chris Stuckman's video where he went to, like, he reviewed Shawshank while also being at the prison.
It's
so that was
cool, man.
Pretty fucking cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. If I ever go to Ohio, that's where someplace I'm definitely going for sure.
The cells, they're like, if you go into like your closet, the cells are so small. Like, I could put both arms out, and I'm a short dude, and both my arms would touch both sides of the wall, and they would fit like 3 motherfuckers in those cells. And I couldn't imagine being locked up in there, because it's just like a complete like fucking rows high of just cells on cells, and there's like 5 stories, and even one of the sides doesn't have railings, so people would get pushed over and like fall. It's fucking crazy. You got to look that shit up sometime. It's a really cool place.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, when it comes to Shawshank, that was just a huge turning point for me when it came to like, I love movies, and I was listening to you guys' like first episode, and something that really like rang true to me was a lot of people don't understand, especially when you're younger, like they don't understand why you love movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that always felt like something that was a problem with me. A lot of my family, like I would talk about it like in the same passionate voice that I would talk about it with anybody, and they would kind of just like, yeah, that's great. And then someone who is on the football team comes in and they're like, that guy, come here, man. Let's hear what you have to say about football. And it's like, oh, that hurts a little bit.
Literally whiplash.
That's why I love that scene from Whiplash when he's just like trying so hard to get his how he feels about his art, and they just don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck at all. Yeah,
no,
that's a great scene.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, man. It's tough growing up, especially when, like, for me, I was the same way. My friends were mostly involved in sports and talked about sports, and I played sports, but I wasn't like a sports fan. So like, when I would talk about movies, they'd be like, "Oh, that's good," but they just didn't care. And then when they met you guys on Film Twitter, it's like, wow, I can actually have a conversation, and you guys understand what I'm talking about. So it's really fucking cool to have that.
Absolutely. David, did you have like that same experience? Did you feel like people like, or like, did you only talk about movies as a kid, or was there other things you talked about besides movies?
So with me, I grew up with a single mom who, raising 3 kids. So she literally worked 3 jobs, And so because she had to work 3 jobs all fucking day, there was nobody to tell me what I could or couldn't watch when I was at home. So I would watch everything. There was never a time where it was like, oh, you can't watch this because it's rated R. It's like, well, I'm going to watch it because nobody's going to tell me anything. But so when I got onto Film Twitter, I'll say this. I feel like we all have different friends that we talk to about different things. I have friends who I'll be like, okay, these are the people I'm going to talk to about sports with, or, other people about, whatever the fuck, But, like, my biggest passion, has always been film. Always. Wow. But I just never had anybody to, like, really talk about it with. My brother's probably the one who got me into it. But then I'll be like, hey, man, have you seen this one Fellini movie? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Who's Fellini?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, that's a dictator, right? I'm like, no. The wrong person, right?
Mussolini.
So
yeah, you know what? That's so cool that, you have like a family member that loved movies. I definitely have, like, my family is definitely into movies, not on the same level as me, but they do watch good movies. Like, I'm starting to realize that my mom has really good taste in movies. Like, and by good taste, I don't mean like she picks them out herself, but she likes a lot of good movies. Like, her favorite movie of all time is the Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh, taste.
Which, I mean, banger. And but like, I show her a lot of movies. Like, I showed her some of my favorites. I remember one that'll always stick with me was I'm gonna bring up this one. I never shut up about it, but Moonlight. When I showed her that, my mom has a problem where she falls asleep during movies sometimes.
Yeah.
And I always have to like kind of check on her, like, oh, what are you doing? You falling asleep over there? And she eyes wide open watching the movie. And I remember when the movie is over, she looked at me and she went like, she's like wiping a tear away, and she's like, that was fantastic. Like, that was excellent. And I was like, whoa, you don't even say these words about movies. So like, she has some great taste, and my dad does too. His favorite movie is The Godfather, and he never shuts up about that movie. But I mean, granted, it's a great movie.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because my dad, like, he is the reason why I saw the classics. Like, The Godfather is one of his favorites, like you said with your dad. But The Godfather I watched growing up. Jaws was a big one. Like, my dad saw all the 70s classics in theaters. Like, every classic movie you can think of in the 70s he saw, which I'm super jealous of. So when I was growing up, he would be like, oh, we gotta watch this movie called Goodfellas, which we both love, watch at least once a year together. Oh, we gotta watch this movie called The Godfather, Jaws, Cuckoo's Nest. Like, every like classic 70s, 80s film, he's the one who showed me them. So he's sort of responsible for me getting into film in a way, because I saw like, oh, The Godfather, oh, Shawshank, like every fucking classic movie you could ever imagine. He's the one who showed me them. And he doesn't like the artsy weird shit that we all like, but he does enjoy the classics. So it's kind of cool that he introduced those to me at so young, to where I developed my taste in film now. So it's so he has taste. My mom doesn't have taste. She likes fucking Lifetime movies and Hallmark, which, no offense to people who love those films, I don't.
It's okay.
They suck ass. My brother,
they're not good,
loves horror films. October is our month. He loves the Halloween series. He loves all the stupid fucking 80s horror films. So we get along with in that aspect. He does not like possum, like artsy horror movies like I do. He does not. He likes the generic get to the point slasher movies. Except he didn't like Halloween Kills because that movie was ass. So that's kind of like my family in with films.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like when you were saying all the movies that your dad showed you, it reminded me a lot of my dad. My dad, while he loved The Godfather, there was another movie that he would just for years. It took me a long time to watch it too, but my whole life he's like, you need to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes,
and like he fucking loves that movie, and he would like talk about it like it with detail and passion. You know, I'm not gonna lie, like my dad, you know, isn't a perfect person. And we have our problems, but there is one thing that I've always appreciated, and that he's always loved how much I love movies.
Yeah,
like he's definitely like advocated for just how much I love them, and like he loves hearing me talk about them, and
that's nice.
I appreciate that. It is nice.
Nice.
But you know, that's just something. What was I gonna say right now? You know what? I wish I was more into horror movies. I feel like everyone is like, that's my favorite genre, and I definitely love certain horror movies, but I've never felt like, oh, like horror, the genre, I love it.
Well, with I'm sorry, I was gonna say with Lawrence, with horror movies, it's just that it's sort of in the same vein as comedy, where the majority of them are awful, but the ones that are good are really fucking good.
You're right.
You know?
Absolutely.
You're spot on,
and
man.
So they you know, when they hit one out of the park, like fucking Malignant that came out last year or something,
or Halloween 3.
Like, bang. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
Like they stand out, you know.
Yeah, that definitely is true. I mean, I remember 18 years old in June, me and my friends went to go see Hereditary, and
Hereditary.
God, fuck, I love that movie. I remember watching it. So it was so funny because it was four of us. We had to sit. Two of us had to sit in different seats. So two of us are at the bottom, two are at the top. And me and my friend Yaelin were like, we love this movie because we sat next to each other. And the ones up top, we were wondering like, I wonder if they loved the movie as much as we did. And then we met at outside the theater, and we're like, that movie was awesome. And the other ones were like, that movie sucked. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I was like, whoa, like, what are you talking about? That movie was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely certain horror movies that I like. Like, I mean, I love the classics like Shining, Halloween. The Thing is awesome.
I would say that's the greatest horror film ever made in terms of how it was made, the practical effects, the acting, the story, the music. Like, in terms of horror, you cannot get better than The Thing, in my opinion.
It's fucking crazy. And I mean, that scene where they're like testing the blood, that shit made me jump without like it like causing too much attention to itself. I was obsessed with there was a weird phase I had where I had two weird phases of horror when I was a kid. When I was like before I hit like my double digit age, I loved the Child's Play series. I don't know why.
I love that series.
It's it's funny. That's why I loved it. It's so funny. There's like funny, like I think once it gets to like Seed of Chucky and like Bride of Chucky, it just gets really funny. But besides that, he's just a funny character.
Great voice actor, Brad Dourif. I met him in real life. Awesome. I hate the fucking
You met Brad Dourif?
Yes. I go to these horror conventions every year. They're in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. I went to the Indianapolis one year. I think it was 2018 or 19, and he was there with the other cast of Chucky films. He was the nicest guy you could ever imagine. And you can only talk for like 2 minutes because there's a line. So I thought of a question. When I went up to him, I was like, hey, Mr. Dorff, huge fan, got his autograph. And I was like, I have one question for you. Is it true that you were offered the role as the Joker in 1989 for Batman? He said, no, that's not true, but my good friend Robin Williams was offered the role. That's what he told me.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought that was pretty cool to hear. But he was super fucking nice guy. Like, really just a gentleman. So that was cool to experience.
Have you guys seen The Exorcist 3?
Yes! No, underrated gem.
Amazing in that
David,
movie.
we gotta show you that one.
Dude,
I wish.
That's like, should have been nominated for that. He's so amazing.
The best jump scare of all time. Don't look it up.
Is it the nun or like the ghost
It's that long shot of the hallway. That's the scene.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, I feel like there's certain movies where you
good.
just can't escape like those iconic moments, and that's one of them that I remember seeing as a kid. I'm like, that's fucking terrifying.
Well, Dave and I talked about this before about horror. The reason why I think horror is so popular, and it's my second favorite genre behind film noir, horror is so popular because it's an experience where you are put in the situation with the characters, and while it is scary, you look around and you're safe. You're in your living room. You're in the theater. You're wherever. But it's like a roller coaster ride. You experience the fear while also not being in danger. It's that thrill. It's that adrenaline. It's that fucking atmosphere. I love experiencing that with horror films, whether it's psychological, slasher, fucking whatever. Like it's the fact that we can experience the fear without actually being in danger. That's why I think it works so well.
You hit the nail right on the head. It's exactly like being on a roller coaster. Everybody goes to Six Flags because they're like, well, I want to feel this tension and this suspense. And so fun. Same thing with a movie. The same thing with horror movies.
Yeah. No,
I actually felt that. I felt that feeling that you just explained about horror not that long ago. I went to an Airbnb with some friends in San Diego, and we were kind of like in the middle of nowhere. We had to like go up like mountains to kind of get there. Okay. Not mountains, but like hills. And for some fucking reason, we decided to watch at night, dark, and there's big windows where you can just see the darkness and nothingness. Mm-hmm. We decided to watch Blair Witch Project.
I fucking love that movie. Sorry.
I love it. I loved it, and I remember thinking like it's not gonna live up to the expectation. Like that's what I thought in my head, and I'm like, no. What I love about it is you never actually really see anything scary, but just the implication of something scary is what made it so.
Yes.
Implied horror. It really got to me. You know how bad it was? I'm not kidding. And you can call me, a little bitch. You can call me whatever you want. But I had to text someone in the house because I was sleeping alone and I was by these big windows and I was like, can someone please come with me? I'm fucking terrified.
No, dude, that's how good the movie is. By the way, you hit the nail on the head. So good. Implied horror for me is huge. When you have a film that implies something, like in Blair Witch, David, have you seen it? I don't know if we talked about this before.
Of course.
Okay.
All-time banger.
Blair Witch. I love the scene after Josh is taken. The scene where the two remaining characters hear his screams, okay? I just imagine the witch has her fucking hand in his head and is controlling him like a puppet, and he's screaming this awful pain. Like, it's implied because you don't see it. But the way he screams, it sounds like that's what's happening. And for me, that is just as scary than seeing, like, the actual event taking place of what I'm imagining. The Blair Witch is so good.
You called it implied horror. I don't know what the technical term for it is, but like Evil Dead does it perfect too. You never show what the fuck's coming at them. You just know
see
that
the camera.
they're seeing something, and it leaves it up to your imagination. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Same thing with Jaws. 90%
Spielberg's
of the
the god.
You don't see the shark, and it's just like we don't know what the fuck. We know it's a shark, but we don't know what it looks like down there.
That's because the shark wouldn't work, which is funny if you think about it. Because the shark wouldn't fucking work. So Spielberg said, okay, we got to use the camera and we got to use the music, which was honestly the best decision that happened with that shoot.
And it's what other movies that have tried to replicate Jaws get wrong. They think it's about the shark and they forget to actually write interesting, fun characters.
Spot on, dude.
Ones that you actually like. Spoiler alert for Jaws. I mean, you had fucking years to watch it, but watch it,
Yeah.
When Quint dies, like,
it's awful.
And then like the lack of a score in that scene, like they knew when to, use when to show the shark, when to use the iconic score, and like that's what movies that try to replicate certain like iconic movies get wrong, and it's so fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch. But you know what I loved about Blair Witch Project, and I think I respect the most about it, is the marketing. The whole the poster of being like, these three people are missing.
Genius.
Like honestly, that's kind of fucking evil, but it's awesome.
Can imagine. That was before the internet.
That's scary.
Lawrence, I have a story I have to tell you. I know I told this to David before, but
please.
One of my favorite theater experiences ever. I was in middle school. A movie came out. My friend said, "Hey Garrett, let's go see this movie." I went in without seeing a poster, without seeing a trailer, without knowing anything about this movie besides the title. I walked into a movie theater to go see Paranormal Activity. I didn't see anything about it. Nothing. The internet wasn't that. I wasn't too keen to the internet back then. So when I walked in 2007 or 8, saw that movie without any, like, blind as you can be, it scared the shit out of me. It completely scared me to like, I shit my pants. Not really, but it was that scary. So I could only imagine in 99, when there wasn't even internet at all, basically. Like, it was starting to get up there. People seeing that and thinking that was real. That's how good the marketing was. So you're spot on with that. Like, found footage works if there wasn't an internet, if you market it right.
Sure, it's definitely ruined. But I think that's what's so good about Blair Witch is because I feel like Paranormal Activity. I never loved that movie, but I did kind of believe, like, is this real?
I have appreciation for it because it's really, really well done, honestly.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? The first one I give the most appreciation to because it's super low budget, like $15,000 to make, I believe.
Yeah.
Like that stuff is super cool to me. But I think it just went down a terrible rabbit hole.
Like horror slashers do.
Yeah. And with Blair Witch, and like you said, 1999, I bet it was terrifying. It was terrifying for me in 2021. I was fucking scared. I mean, to be fair, I put myself in an environment where and you know what's fucked up? Oh my God. So I'm already fucking terrified at the Airbnb. The next day, from afar, we thought we saw, those like sticks that they keep on seeing.
Oh yeah.
Like, we thought we saw one. And we were like, we're getting the fuck out of here. Like, we're leaving. We went closer, and it wasn't that. But just in that moment, like, I'm not kidding. That the rest of the next day, I kept thinking about that movie, and I'm like, I'm kind of fucked up a little bit.
It's fucking, it's creepy.
Exactly. And you know what? That's the power that movies hold on people. And I think that's, I was listening to you guys' first episode, like I said, and David said that for a lot of people, movies are like just kind of like a form of entertainment, but for people like us, it means so much more, and it could, have an effect on your life, your mood, on your emotions, and that's just it. It's why I love movies. It inspires me. It's just such a great art form that I fucking love. It's so cool. And that's what, like, Blair Witch was one of those when I was like, fuck, like, I'm terrified. And that's what movies can do,
Dude, spot fucking on. I mean, you couldn't have said that better, like, at all. Like, that was perfectly, for us, movies are an art form. It's like going to a museum or, listening to an album or something. It's just like you experience it as a whole, not just for the entertainment value. We experience, like, the editing or the cinematography, the music. Like, when I first met my fiance, she had taste before, but when I would just be a film nerd and say, oh, look at this shot, like, just all that bullshit, she now, when we watch a film, she says, oh my gosh, that's a good shot. Like, when I hear that,
don't you love that?
I just get fucking hard as a rock. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. But it's cool.
No, don't you love that when you are around someone so much that at one point they weren't that into movies, and now, like, my sister does that. My sister, before, like, she would, like, not get it, and now she'll be like, that shot was amazing. And I'm like, right? I love that shit because, like, it leaves an impact. I actually have a question for both of you, though. I know, Brodey, you're a screenwriter. I like that you always post about it, and I'm always like, good for you, man. I'm glad you're writing.
Thank you.
But when you guys were kids, like, were you, like, thinking of your own movies? Was that, like, a thing when you were a kid? Because that was definitely a thing for me.
Dave, you want to go first?
Yeah. I'll say that the first, maybe not necessarily as small as a kid, but I would think up random shit. Like, I would see, like, I just observed something and think, there's a movie there somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I would just make random observations.
Yeah.
And, like, I'll say that I would have such crazy ass dreams that it became to the point where, like, when I was in high school, I would have a notepad next to me. Because I would wake up at 4 a.m. after a crazy ass dream and be like, okay, I gotta jot this down, and I know I can make this into something. And
awesome.
that was my way of doing shit, That was my way of, like, okay, I think this would be a good idea. This is an interesting idea. Just taking random notes of just observations and thinking, like, oh, I could make something out of this, That's
Absolutely.
That's how I grew up.
That's awesome.
You, Brodey?
Well, for me, I've always been a writer, so I've always loved film noir. Even when I was younger, I would watch the old Bogart classics with my grandpa and stuff like that. And I don't know how I became such a big fanatic of the genre. And I had a story brewing in my head. I mean, I'm not kidding, for years. It had changed, and it developed over time to finally, when I finally wrote it. Well, at first, I didn't do screenplays. I was just writing novels or books. But the problem was, I would just go on and on and on. And it was like, okay, I got to get to the point here. Then I went to University of Akron, and there was a screenwriting class, so I took it. Best decision I ever made, because I learned the craft. And I realized for screenwriting, you only have 90 to 120 pages to tell a story, first, second, third act. So I was finally able to write the story I've been thinking about for like years, down on paper, and I finally finished it in like 2016 or 17. So in a way, for me, making movies is writing. I don't think I'll be a filmmaker ever, but I like to write, and I have a few different screenplays. So like for me, that's what I've been doing, and I have my own little series and stuff, and I'm still writing now. So for me, it's more of the writing. You know, that's what I like about filmmaking, is the script and the ideas and the, you know, coming up with stories and stuff. That's how it was for me.
I think it's kind of sad that like writers are kind of left out when people talk about the filmmaking process.
Right.
It's probably the most important part. It's you know,
if
you don't have a script, you have nothing.
It's the blueprints.
Yeah, exactly. So like I agree. Like you said, screenwriting for you is the filmmaking process, and I love that. And I'll think about that a lot. I like that you said that. For me, I would think of premises as a kid. I was 8 years old, and oh my god, there's a couple that I remember. I remember dead on. I would think of, my favorite thing to do was think of the name of the movie. I remember I thought of one called Teammates. It was called Teammates, and it was about a baseball team of these. It's basically like Bad News Bears, but I did not know what Bad News Bears was at 8 years old. Like just a bunch of kids who are terrible at baseball, and a coach just tries to, help them out and be better.
Yeah.
And I always saw, and at the time when I was 8, I loved watching Friends, so I always saw Matthew Perry as the coach. I don't know why. I just thought he was the funniest person on that fucking show.
Which
There's actually one.
I mean, that is like the greatest show of all time.
I've never seen it.
Oh, don't get into this. I know. I feel like everyone hates that show now, and I don't.
My brother loves it. He tells me to watch it. I'm not a sitcom guy. I just don't like sitcoms.
Watch it, Brody. It's the greatest of all time. Lawrence
it's really funny. You know what? Like I always for comedy shows, I always give it a season to get good, because I feel like the first season is always rough. They're trying to find their footing, and I feel like that's the same thing with Friends. Like once it hits second season, it knows what it is, and it continues being great. But back to what I was saying, there's actually one movie that I thought of as a kid that I actually kind of think to this day, like that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And it was a horror movie to be funny. That's weird. Like it's not my favorite genre, but it was a horror movie. It was called The Neighbor, and it was about a neighbor who just moved into the house next door, and this guy killed his entire family, but still keeps their bodies around. Like he talks to them, he has dinner with them, and the main character, the next door neighbor, notices that he does this, and now the neighbor wants to kill them. Yeah, that was like my 8-year-old fucking brain. I don't know what I was thinking. I like
that idea. Shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do you want to co-write the script?
Let's do it. Fucking write it down. I don't care.
I'm down.
Take it. Both of you fucking give me notes, man, because I actually like that idea. I remember when I remembered that idea as an adult, I was like, that one's actually not stupid. So maybe there's something there.
So you say horror is not. What is your favorite genre, Lawrence?
Oh man, favorite genre. You know what? Do I even have one? I think I lean more towards drama.
Mm-hmm.
I love characters. I love story.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I think comedy really has my heart.
Okay.
I love comedies. It's not my favorite genre, but it's. I think with the movies I watch, they're not really attached to a genre. So, but like comedy is the one where I'm like, I'm gonna watch a comedy movie.
What's your favorite comedy?
My favorite comedy is Superbad, no doubt.
I will never forget. I rented that movie on like TV back when you could do that back in the day with my brother. I was way too young. I mean, I've watched movies way too young, but that one I was like, I didn't know half the jokes because I was way too young. Like when he draws the dicks in his notebook, that made me laugh so hard. I don't know why it was so funny for my young brain, but that movie just is nonstop laughter. Like one of those.
And you know what? That movie as a kid was hilarious to me because I grew up around cussing and like knowing, so I knew the jokes. I knew what they meant. But when I grew up and like went through like high school and watched that movie, I'm like, oh shit, they really got it down. Yeah. They really, but you know, Superbad. Oh man, that's just a very, very important movie to me. I think honestly, awesome. I think it's genuinely great.
That's awesome.
I don't think it's just like a dumb comedy. I think it's genuinely a freaking fantastic movie.
Have you seen Animal House?
No, I have not, but I've definitely heard of it.
It's my favorite. Unfortunately, John Landis was the director, which really pisses me off. But John Belushi is it's the god of college frat boy movies. It's actually the first one. It's so funny. Like it is. I love Animal House. Like it's. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil it. But it's just awesome. David, have you seen that one too?
Yeah, of course.
Oh
Classic.
My god, dude, that lunch scene where he's just going through and grabbing different shit best. Is that just a one-track shot is so good. I love it. You know what? College wasn't like that for me, but it was close enough, so it was awesome. God,
you know it's Leslie Nielsen comedies are fucking hilarious. Like Naked Gun, Airplane.
Like. They don't do spoofs like that anymore. Those dickheads who made like what is it, Disaster Movie, ruined spoofs.
They my
ruined
God.
them. They fucking ruined them, man. I don't know their names.
I'm a little ashamed to admit that I liked that movie as a kid. Not Disaster Movie, Date Movie. And I was rewatching it not that long ago, and I was like, oh man, this is terrible. Awful, yeah, they did. They ruined spoofs. They ruined the idea of what a spoof is. They think it's just like constant movie references. But like what's so great about like Naked Gun and Airplane is that it's making fun of a genre.
Yeah.
But then again, you had Leslie Nielsen, who was
he was great.
Fucking genius when it came to comedy. He played it. His secret was playing the comedic role as if it was a drama.
Yeah.
And it works because like you take him like he sounds deadly serious, but he sounds like a fucking fool.
He's great.
God. Oh, so good. I love those movies. They're so funny.
David, what's your favorite comedy?
I mean, so I'll say this. There's a difference between my favorite and what I think is the best.
Okay.
My favorite is probably Dumb and Dumber.
Great, I love it. Great Jim Carrey fucking comedy. Yeah. Great.
But I think that Superbad might be the funniest movie I've ever seen.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Dumb and Dumber's great.
Yeah, so you're telling me there's a chance.
Dumb and Dumber is really funny. Like, and the thing with comedy, with like any other genre, there are different types of comedies. There's like, you know, like Dumb and Dumber is fucking stupid, really stupid, but it's still funny. Then you got Superbad, which is raunchy as fuck, but it's still funny. Then you got like Animal House. Like, I guess I'm saying there's subgenres for comedy, but like it's interesting to see like the wide spectrum of comedy. And comedy, I would argue, is the hardest one to tackle because it's hard to make an audience laugh. Everyone has different types of a comedy that they think is funny. Comedy is very subjective, especially these days. So imagine trying to write something funny. And Mel Brooks is the one guy who probably got it right because Blazing Saddles is one of my favorite movies ever. It is so fucking funny. It's hard to
make all the white women at?
That line, I piss my pants every time I hear it. It's comedies, especially these days, because comedy is a little more scrutinized. And I'm not saying I'm on one side or the other, but you have to be careful, especially with these days. So I can't imagine trying to make a comedy these days. Like, what could you even do? You know, or like, how could you make it work? So comedy for me is probably the hardest genre to tackle. Sorry.
There are definitely some movies that were able to still be funny without being seen as like problematic. Like I think Game Night is hilarious.
I need to see that.
And it's extremely well directed too. Like there's some pretty awesome filmmaking and performances in that movie. Jesse Plemons. Rich McAdams is awesome, but Jesse Plemons is literally a scene stealer. He's so funny.
He's got that dry humor.
Frito-Lay?
What's up?
What does he say about Frito-Lay? Fucking kidding.
Oh my god, I know that line to the T because it's so funny. So, Brody, just to give you some context, Jesse Plemons plays the next door neighbor to the main characters, and he's a weirdo. He's a weirdo cop, and he wants so badly to be invited to game night. And they're gonna have a game night in this scene, and they're like, "Oh, don't tell Gary. I don't want him to know." And they're going inside. And they're like, "Oh, you having a game night anytime soon?" He's like, "Nope, just me and the wife today." And he has 3 big bags of Tostitos scoops for his friends. And Jesse Plemons goes, "3 bags of Tostitos scoops, I see." And Jason Bateman goes, "There was a sale on these, 3 for 1." And Jesse Plemons goes, 3 for 1. How could that be profitable for Frito-Lay?
Dude, line delivery is so good though.
Oh god!
Wait, I'm sorry. What you're say?
No. I'm just laughing. I love that movie so much.
I have to say, one of the funniest films ever is Mean Girls.
Oh my god!
Love
Yes,
Mean Girls. It is not a chick flick. To all you fucking douchebags out there, it is. Rachel McAdams, that's her best performance. She should have got nominated for an Oscar for that. She's so funny. That movie is so funny. I don't care. I've watched that a lot. My fiance loves it. We watch it all the time. It's so quotable. It is so.
It's the most quotable movie I've ever seen.
Oh, it's fucking. I love that. I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, me too. I fucking have that.
Phenomenal.
It is such a. I mean, some of the best lines ever. Like, I mean, you say a line, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, your mom's chest hair. Yeah. Like, you just know what movie you're talking about. Mean Girls is the shit.
Mean Girls is so fucking funny. So, definitely comedies, I would say, is the hardest genre to tackle because you have to make people laugh. Like, with horror, you can easily... I mean, okay, sorry. Horror... honestly, all genres are hard. I shouldn't even say one's easier than another. They're all hard. You got to be a true master to really make it work. And we have some phenomenal films. We also have a lot of shit films out there. You know.
Oh god, man! What's the worst movie you guys ever seen?
Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
I've definitely heard that answer from you.
God, fuck that movie. I've never seen a. You know what? We don't give a fuck. This is the second chapter. We just want to get to the third film so badly. Movie in my life. Just awful. It's just like the worst type of blockbuster is that movie. It's fucking trash.
Do you think it's worse than Moonlight though?
Hey,
wait,
easy,
I thought
buddy.
Matt didn't like Moonlight. I thought you liked. Wait. Do you not like Moonlight, or is that Matt?
No, he's being an asshole. What he likes to do most is be an asshole. It's
a good.
Okay.
It's a 4 out of 5. It's a great movie.
I gave it a 9 because
that movie.
I'm sorry, Lawrence. The third act drags a little bit. Okay, it's not bad.
How many times have you seen Moonlight, Brody?
Probably like 5 times.
Wow, have you seen it 5 times and it still drags? No, I honestly, that third act is perfect for me. That whole movie is perfect for me, on many reasons. But the third act means like a lot to me. You know what's funny is that you guys got me down a track of Moonlight. You know how I am with this movie. I can't shut up, but I'll try my best to not go too far. But with the third act of Moonlight, I think what I love so much about it is you have this muscular big man, and you think he's so wildly different from the other 2 actors that you've seen. You know, the other 2 actors are scrawny and small, and you see this big muscular man, and you think, oh man, this isn't even the same person. And then the one person that could actually get to him calls him, and there he is. He's back, Chiron. You know, that scared, insecure, quiet person is back. And I think just seeing him trying to kind of come to terms with himself in the third act. I mean, one of the best lines I ever heard in my life is in that movie when he says, "You're the only man that's ever touched me."
Yeah, that's a great line. It really is.
And like just the emotion, like honestly, a lesser movie, like a movie that's just worse than what the polar opposite of this movie, what Kevin would go, nah, don't bring that up. Like, you know, don't bring that up. But like this movie is about vulnerability, being vulnerable, and that scene, like Kevin seeing Chiron like finally letting go of this kind of thing built inside him, and the only thing he needed to give him was a smile. And that smile means the world. You hear the ocean, because the ocean is what makes Chiron comfortable, and he's finally comfortable. And what I love is this big muscular man is being held. You know, like I love that. Like the vulnerable side of Moonlight is just what makes it so masterful. God damn it!
I love how
you guys got me going.
I really loved how you see. This is what I'm talking about. So like when you have a film you love and you can passionately talk about a scene like that, and how you can just really bring out so much input that no one, like the average person, didn't see because they didn't see it like you did. And I really appreciate how you just did that with Moonlight. And you know, I actually kind of want to rewatch it right now since you said that.
I could cry. I honestly could cry right now. I don't know what it is, but you know, that's what I love about this movie too, is I can't even relate to it. I can't relate to it, and you know, you don't have to relate to a movie to love it. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that I feel so much for it, and I think that just shows that just shows what kind of amazing direction Barry Jenkins brought to it. The fact that he can make me feel these things that I never experienced, and make me care and empathize with it is insane, and I love it. And that's why every single time David says some dumb shit about it, I get a little angry, a little angry.
All right, guys, I have a question for both of you. What is your favorite movie scene of all time?
Ooh, favorite movie scene. I got it already.
Okay.
All right, you go first.
The middle of the world, Moonlight.
Okay.
That's the scene when Juan teaches Chiron how to swim.
Yeah, great scene.
That, I mean, I'm okay. I'll do a quick breakdown. I'll let you guys talk. Sorry, but I just love every single aspect of filmmaking is used in that scene perfectly. Score, cinematography, acting, direction, just it literally encapsulates you in the ocean. You get to learn with Chiron. It literally goes underwater, kind of like you can't swim. And that's why, like, that scene is literal perfection
and
to
the
me.
Music.
But
the
music.
The music should have won over La La Land. I don't know why the fuck La La Land got that music. Best song, yes. Best music, but compared to I'm sorry, what's his name? The composer, Nicholas Borelli.
Nicholas Bertel.
Bertel. I'm sorry. He's awesome. He should have won for that movie. I'm sorry.
He should have won for
If Beale Street
that. And If Beale Street Could Talk, one of the best ones I've ever heard.
I prefer that to Moonlight a little bit more because of the music.
Absolutely. I love but Moonlight, I mean, God, I have such a bias.
I know.
I really want to hear you guys' scenes, though.
David, you go next.
I mean, mine is a scene that from a movie that I know Lawrence hasn't seen, which is ridiculous.
Which is
oh God, I know what it is.
Yeah, it's the interrogation scene in the Dark Knight.
Wait! Hold the fuck up! Don't say anything, Lawrence. You've never seen The Dark Knight?
Look, I've seen a majority of it. Like, it's hard to miss that movie. It's hard to miss that movie. So the scene you're talking about, I've literally seen it. It's great. It's a fantastic scene.
Watch the fucking movie. You have no excuse.
You watch it in context.
You have no excuse, bro. Come on, Heath Ledger. You got to watch it for him at least.
I feel like I have seen it. I just don't remember it.
Oh my fucking God. You know what?
I'll watch it. That's my mission. I'll watch
it. Watch it tonight. Okay?
Oof. I'll try my best.
He hasn't even seen Batman Begins.
So what?
Begins.
But guess what movie I have seen? The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh my God! You skipped the other two?
Let me just stop the recording right now. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, you know what? I think this podcast is over.
How are you gonna watch the worst one? You're gonna watch the worst one before the first two. Fuck Dark Knight Rises. That's okay. But yeah, David, that's top 5 for me for sure. My favorite scene is not from Jaws, actually. My favorite scene of all time is the lake scene in You Were Never Really Here. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Oh, God.
That scene with, first of all, Johnny Greenwood's score is like beyond God. I love the show don't tell. I love how his mother died. He's just full of grief and the beautiful shots of the woods. And that fucking scene where they sink and the look, the cinematography, the music, and the implications that if he drowns and that girl who was taken is drowns too. That scene for me is just cinema. Like if I say someone asks me, Garrett, what's cinema? That scene is cinema. It is masterful. It's beautiful. That movie is fucking phenomenal. So that's my favorite scene ever.
Great fucking scene.
God, I love that movie so much.
That movie, that scene in that movie left a pretty big impression on me.
God,
Lynn Ramsey
should have made Joker.
You know what? I literally say the same thing. I was gonna say right now, but I was like, I feel like everyone
mainstream
says
filmmaker.
Basically, a better version of Joker the year before. Like
exactly.
She should be a mainstream director. I mean, yeah, she's like in the art house indie scene, which is bullshit. She should be like up there with Scorsese and Kubrick and Spielberg. She is, I would say, one of the best filmmakers of this generation. I mean, fucking, she's my second favorite below PTA. That's how good she is to me. She's excellent. God.
I will say, we already named our scenes, but I do want to give a shout out to probably my second favorite, which is the opening of Inglourious Bastards. It's one of the most intense scenes I've ever seen.
With no feet, so Tarantino got it right.
Yeah.
No,
as he always does, Brodey.
Fuck Tarantino. No, my second favorite scene is the Indianapolis Speech in Jaws. I have to shout that one out. That's like
great,
the greatest scene probably ever. God, Robert Shaw, you fucking masterful man. It sucks. He died way too young, and what happened was he was in Ireland and he was walking with his wife in the middle of nowhere, and he had a heart attack, and they couldn't get him in time. It just fucking sucks, man. He is. God, he was that actor. He's so good.
It's rough.
Mid-40s, late.
He was 51.
He was so young. Dude,
51. God, he should have been nominated for Jaws. He wasn't even nominated for Jaws. What the fuck? Who was better than him that year? Who? Nobody. Fuck the Academy.
No. Yeah, that's a rough thing.
I mean, they gave the Oscar to Django Unchained for original screenplay, which is like fucking awful. So like that's how shitty the Academy is.
Yeah. What was you guys said a second favorite. I think if I had a second favorite, mine would be when the warden in Shawshank finds the hole in the wall.
Dude.
Like the score in that.
So good.
It's literally one of the best. Like I've seen that movie maybe over 50 times. I've seen the movie a lot. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen it. I mean, I've been watching since I was 10 years old. And that scene always feels like the first time. And I love when a movie can do that.
Lawrence, think about it. They had to have a track in that hole because it's a hole. So they had to have some poor guy on his fucking stomach pulling the camera back on a track to get that shot to work because they're literally in the hole. So people don't think about that. Cameras back then were bigger than they are now. Or they're probably, like, especially with film cameras because that was shot on film. Yeah. Like, imagine that big-ass camera in that hole on a track. They had to get that shit just right to be able to pull the camera back. It's just, that's the magic of filmmaking because you don't think about that shit.
You're right. You know, the cameras were bigger back then. Like now, you can shoot a movie on your phone. You can shoot a movie on a Canon DSLR. Like it's small. Yeah. And I mean, God, it must have been insane. But you know what? Now that we're back on Shawshank, I feel like the warden, the actor for him, should have been nominated for an Oscar. It's fucking
great
shame.
I love how Shawshank. He's not the villain the whole time. He kind of like. You know, helps Dufresne a little bit. He's like kind of, but then he turns, but his turn feels like it feels right. You know, it's not like this weird turn. It's like no, like he obviously wants Dufresne to stay in so he doesn't get caught with his corruption. I love that turn of how he just gets so sadistic and dark when he puts him in the hole for 2 fucking months. God, what a good performance! What a good character.
Exactly. Yeah, I felt the exact same way.
I think I might have seen it even more than you have, Lawrence. Because whenever I'm like having trouble sleeping, I'll just throw it on and just
okay, there it is. There
that goes really
some
funny.
more of your terrible takes. There we go.
Funny.
God, you're a fucking asshole. I feel like I'm in a space right now. You're just being an asshole already.
I mean, David liked Halloween Kills, which is arguably one of the worst films I've ever seen.
I mean, it's good.
It's awful.
I don't know what you guys are talking
about. It's absolute trash.
I've never seen it.
It's horror.
The opening is so good.
No, it's not.
Come on, the opening is good.
No,
come on now.
Michael Myers is good,
but
he's in a shit
Cummings
film.
Is in the beginning.
I don't care.
Oh god.
He. It's not Loomis. It's clearly good practical makeup, but like that whole scene was pointless because Lawrence, have you seen that? I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, I don't care.
So like they focus on Hawkins, who I don't give a fuck about. He kills his partner, which I don't care about, and then Loomis just talks way too over the top, and then he's about to. They're letting him kill this man who killed 3 people, which that's not how it works. And then Hawkins just doesn't let it happen. It's stupid. It's bullshit. It's stupid. I don't give a fuck. Halloween Ends is gonna suck ass. It's gonna suck ass because it's gonna take place during the pandemic, and David Gordon Green specifically said it's gonna have peculiar politics, which Listen, guys, films have politics.
bad.
Horror films have politics. I'm not against politics in films when it's subtle, but when you have a director that literally says, you know what, this film's going to have politics, that's a sign of that's not going to be good because it's going to be not subtle, and when it's not subtle, that's fucking garbage. So I'm not looking forward to it. It's a fucking douchebag.
When it comes to like politics in movies, what's like a big pet peeve of mine is when, and this brings me back to like Moonlight. I hate the argument that like, oh, this movie's so political and it's pushing an agenda.
It's not,
and that's so fucking lazy.
It's just showing a story of a character who unfortunately grows up and he's gay, but the environment he lives in literally would kill him if he expresses
apparently it's political. It's politics if you have a gay character as your main character.
That's
but
garbage.
It's the worst opinion you could ever have, especially for that movie. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There's probably a movie where you said like, "Oh my god, the politics is insane," and you're probably right. Moonlight is not the fucking answer. That's ridiculous.
Texas Chainsaw 2022 has the absolute on the nose, punch in the nose, not subtle fucking politics I've ever seen. It is
canceled, bro.
so bad. That movie was ass. I wanted to die when I watched it. It was like
can't wait to watch it.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, it was awful.
Shit, and so I kind of had fun with it. It's not good.
It's not even fun. It's just like
it's pretty fun.
You have these
now.
Lawrence. You have these millennial Gen Z asshole social justice like influencers who like have a big following on Instagram. They buy a deserted town in the middle of nowhere in Texas to turn into a bougie ass like millennial like hotspot. But it's like,
oh my
they
god,
say
that's the story.
Yes, they say in the film. They say in the film that they're 7 hours away from like cities. So who the fuck is gonna drive 7 hours to go to a restaurant that has 3 stars on Yelp? Who the fuck's gonna? Who thought that was a good idea? And the canceled bro scene was really funny.
Watch it.
It was really funny. Leatherface looked like shit. It was awful. Fuck that movie.
Bad, but
fuck that movie.
So bad it's good.
No, it's not. It's so bad it's bad. I didn't think it was so bad it's good. I hated it. It was awful.
Oh man.
Fuck man, it was horrible. And they have gun politics in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Texas, I'm sorry to say, is full of people who support guns. What the fuck is wrong? Why was that a good idea? It's stupid. And they use guns. These characters who preach against not liking guns use them. So pick one. Pick a side, filmmakers. You don't understand what made the original so good. Fuck. Sorry, that's my rant about modern horror films and sequels.
I love it. I love it.
It pissed me off. It pissed me the fuck off, dude. And I don't even like the franchise either. I didn't see Scream 5 because I was spoiled with it on Twitter, unfortunately. So I'm not even going to see that one.
Did it.
You know, what?
Who said
spoiled it?
I was reading a thread and the guy showed a picture of the killer. I'm like, well, I already know who the killer is now, so thanks a lot, asshole. They didn't even say spoilers. No. It just was talking about Scream, and it said, "Oh, here's the guy in 5." And I also know another big event. I'm not gonna spoil. I don't want to say anything, so no thanks.
Yeah, that's one I'm probably gonna watch at some point. But this is when toxic film Twitter came to my my opinion and told me I was wrong. Is when I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, and I gave it 3 stars. And people were so fucking angry.
I agree with you. The first 2 acts are boring.
Oh god, and I'm sorry, that character, what's his name, Franklin, is the worst fucking person.
I was so happy when he was killed. I was so happy when he was killed. Like, thank you.
I know. I was like, god. Fucking dad. No, and you know what's funny is like for that people were like, you're fucking wrong. And then right after, I think around that time, like not even like probably in the same week, I watched Southland Tales, which is probably the worst movie I've ever seen.
Never seen it.
And oh god, don't.
I heard it was bad. I heard it was bad.
It's you want to know how bad it is? The movie literally starts with a 5-minute PowerPoint. That's literally what the movie is.
I'm sorry, a PowerPoint?
It's literally. I'm not even kidding. It looks like you opened Microsoft PowerPoint, and that was the movie for the first 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. It's it's terrible. It's terrible, and I don't understand. I mean, I know no one listens to this podcast by the name of the podcast, but if these vulgar Arturists hear what I'm saying, they're gonna fucking they're gonna cringe and probably cry. And God, I hate that movie. It's so
I won't watch it. It's
infuriating.
Like 3 hours long, right? It's like long as fuck.
It's you know what? I think an hour for that movie is too long. Probably 10 minutes is too long for that movie. It's fucking, and then you have Justin Timberlake narrating the movie. Oh, I don't want Justin Timberlake in my fucking ear. Get out of here. No.
Wait, David, what's your least favorite film ever? I don't think you answered that question because Lawrence and I both answered it.
Oh, for me, it's probably Batman v Superman.
Really?
Oh, really?
That's an interesting take.
I don't know that I've ever hated, like, just fucking...
It's amazing how they ruined such a good idea. Like, it's simple. They face off. But the story is so, like, stupid. Boring. And I hate that Lex Luthor, played by the wrong casting choice, says, hey, if you fight the Batman, then I'll save your mom, even though Superman could just save her because he can do anything. So he fights Batman, which, I'm sorry, Batman would have died with the first punch. He's facing off against a god. And I don't care what robot suit he has. He would have and he beats him. And the whole Martha scene, I literally laughed so fucking loud. I laughed so loud when I saw that. It's a bad movie. It really is bad.
I mean, Batman v Superman is like way better than The Dark Knight, though. That's for sure.
You haven't fucking seen it. What the fuck?
I know.
Lawrence,
what's up?
You're like within a 20-minute drive from me, so I would watch it. Okay.
Literally,
you're an hour away.
I saw that movie, guys, 5 times in theaters back in 2008. I love that movie, but I saw it 5 times back then because I just loved it so much. I
remember good. the hype around it was insane when I was a kid.
Rip Heath Ledger, man. God damn it.
Oh yeah. First, Heath Ledger's amazing.
God damn it.
I mean, God.
You guys know, I'm not sure. Have you guys both seen Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it. Great.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. He was supposed to be Max.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
And he's Australian too, right?
Yeah, that's why. Because they started filming it in 2012.
Fuck, dude.
It took 2 years to film it, and obviously it was Tom Hardy at that point.
Which Tom Hardy is good, by the way.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, he's good. But they were casting it 4 or 5 years earlier, and they had said Heath Ledger was the guy, and then he died.
Fuck, man.
Which I think he would have made it even better.
That would have been great. My buddy loves
He's a better
Mad
actor
Max.
than Tom Hardy, even though Tom Hardy's great.
Tom Hardy is... I love his voice is so weird. I love hearing him talk because it's just like, what?
Have you guys ever seen Brokeback Mountain?
Yes.
He's amazing in that
Amazing movie.
Amazing movie. Great performance. I love his true accents. He sounds like a southern guy. Yeah. Really, my God.
That movie makes me sad when I think about like just the history of that movie.
Yeah.
Because I remember being a kid, never seen the movie, and I would hear these jokes about it.
God.
Like, it was brutal. Yeah. Like you couldn't escape it. Like anything that was, like anyone considered, gay, they're like, oh, I bet you want to go to Brokeback Mountain. And it's like, what? Like what are you talking about?
But hey,
like,
Family Guy made a great joke though with the horses. I'm sorry, that joke is fuck. That
joke's funny.
Very funny. That joke is fucking hilarious.
Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying that there like isn't like a funny joke about something like that.
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm just saying like the clearly homophobic side of it was gross. And I remember like even like family members would tell me like, oh, don't watch that movie. It's graphic and it's gross. And I'm like, I remember thinking like as a little kid, like, what the fuck happens in this movie? And I watch it. I think I was 19 when I watched it, and I was like, this is what's so graphic and gross about this movie? It's fine. Like, what's going on? It was a great fucking movie. I almost cried. It's really good.
Wait, guys, let me just say that the best actor category of that year was
insane.
Fucking, let me read it off. I'm about to look it up. Hold on. First of all,
I can say it right now if you need it.
First of all, it lost to
Crash,
which I met the screenwriter, one of the co-writers for Crash. Super nice guy. I mean,
Haggis?
Not Haggis, the other guy. His name was fuck, I forgot his name. Let me look up right here. Hold on. Robert Moresco. Super nice guy. I liked him. Okay, so here are the nominees. You got Hoffman for Capote, which is excellent. Terrence Howard for Hustle and Flow, great movie.
Great.
Heath Ledger, Brokeback Mountain, awesome. Great. Joaquin Phoenix, Walk the Line. Should have won.
Oh, banger.
And then David Strathairn for Good Night and Good Luck. I didn't see that one, but I bet it was good.
That's a good movie, but it's nowhere near Walk the Line or Brokeback.
But Capote, Hoffman. First of all, he should have won for The Master. Let's just be honest.
Oh god, he should have won for The Master.
But Phoenix and Walk the Line is great.
Should have won for The Master.
Yeah, But Phoenix should have won that year, but I'm glad Hoffman at least won one before he unfortunately passed away. God damn it.
That's a
God
terrible,
damn it.
terrible death.
Oh, Munich was nominated. Hey, speaking of Munich was nominated that year for Best Picture.
Oh,
Is that
Munich.
Good segue. And Spielberg was nominated too for director, as he should, because he's the fucking GOAT. Okay, guys, quick. Who's the GOAT? Kubrick or Spielberg?
Oh, I think it's Spielberg.
The guys who made Disaster Movie.
Look,
Okay.
I love Spielberg, but Kubrick made, like, his films were consistent. Spielberg is not consistent when it comes to Kubrick.
I mean, it hasn't been consistent. I'll tell you what, since Munich, his filmography is very mid. But I mean, before that, we're talking about his run.
I know what he made.
80s and 90s.
But Kubrick made
like,
2001, which is, like, insane. That movie, I watched it a few weeks ago. He flexes so fucking hard throughout that whole movie. My God. It is just Kubrick with his hard-ass cock flexing the whole time. It's like, damn, dude. You really just went at it.
That's why they hired him to fake the moon landing footage a year later.
Oh my God, we're not going down this fucking road with. I'm not going down this road with you. I refuse. I
forgot you believe that.
My podcast. This is my half of the podcast.
Wait,
Lawrence.
Dave, do you believe that the Earth is flat?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I believe in real.
So
things.
you're just half stupid.
Moon landings being fake. No, moon landings are fake, man.
It's literally
Nobody
impossible for them to
listening,
fake it, but
but
whatever.
never
I'm not going down this
tried
road with you.
All right, guys, I want to ask you guys one more question, and then we can move on to the film recommendations.
Of course.
So, all right, I want to know your guys' top 4 favorite films of all time, because I know asking your favorite is kind of hard. So let's just go with 4. So whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
David, please go first. I want to hear your favorite movies.
Okay. Well, I'd have to think about 3 and 4. My top 2, I mean, if most people know, I'm like a diehard Nolan fan.
Mm-hmm.
And my top 2 are The Dark Knight and Inception.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love those movies.
W's.
I would say in the combo, I don't know if it's top 4, but it's right up there, is Jaws. I fucking love Jaws. And then I might say The Apartment.
Okay.
I love The Apartment.
You're definitely a cinephile.
God.
You're definitely a cinephile. Okay.
So
Yeah.
good.
Lawrence, your top 4.
My top 3 are solidified. Like that. Those are probably never going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 is obviously Moonlight.
Okay.
Number 2 is The Shawshank Redemption.
Taste.
Number 3 is 12 Angry Men.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4, I kind of switch back and forth on 2 movies.
Okay.
Right now, Mommy is number 4, but I think I want to put Whiplash back at number 4.
Okay. That's a solid top 4.
I fucking love Whiplash.
You're also a cinephile.
Thank you.
So my top 4, I solidified this top 4. Like, this is my all-time favorites. Top 4, nothing will replace these. So number 1 is Jaws, obviously, the GOAT, the greatest film of all time. Number 2 is Cold War, 2018.
Love it.
Beautiful, perfect
Great
film.
movie.
I love Cold War to death. Number 3 is a film no one's ever heard of, except for David. I showed it to him, called Home Before Dark, 1958. The
We
best
reviewed that
drama
one.
I've ever seen. It's amazing. Lawrence, please watch it.
I will.
And number 4 is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I don't
Now,
care.
where does The Master land in all this?
It's
Because
in the
I know
top
you
10.
love that movie.
Well, actually, I recently decided that There Will Be Blood is my favorite PTA film because, my fucking God, that's number 5. That movie is just, like, again, flexing, hard cock, fucking wise PTA.
Halloween
just
Kills that you're at like 6 or 7 for you, or
you
or
know,
is that one?
I thought about number
Halloween
1,
Kills.
but Robert Shaw is just slightly above over the dude from The Dark Knight playing Tommy Doyle.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I don't know what the fuck his
man.
name
The
is.
dude from The Dark Knight. You know who that is, right? You know it's Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh yeah, he got fat as
No
fuck.
fucking way.
He
Yeah,
got
it's the
fat as fuck.
Breakfast Club.
Oh, God, I love Breakfast Club, by the way.
Well, you guys have taste, that's for sure, except for David.
Thank you.
So I think we should
Yeah,
move
of
on
course.
to which film should we talk about first, Munich or Sorcerer? You guys pick. I don't care.
How about the boring one?
Oh, so Sorcerer?
I swear to God,
No, I'm not kidding. It's not. It's not boring. Munich. I think we should talk about Munich first.
okay. So Munich is like the film I see most people say is Spielberg's most underrated film, which I don't agree with at all. I think it's
neither.
good, but I think he has better films. I gave it a 4 out of 5 when I watched it. It's definitely good, but definitely not his most underrated. I would say that's like, I don't fucking know. What's his most underrated film?
I go back and forth between Munich and War of the Worlds.
Ooh, yes. I would
wow.
say that's his most underrated. I always forget he directed
That's a
that.
great movie.
Yeah.
I wish Tom Cruise would work with him more.
Yeah, but
He did that, and he did Minority Report, and both of those are all time.
Well, he's too busy trying to kill himself with these Mission Impossible films. So,
Yeah.
True.
so Munich.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
David,
But,
this is
I mean,
your choice,
I
right?
recommended it, so I mean,
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I like the fact that obviously this is, it's trying to show you both sides of the, free Palestine. Like, we all know which side is the right side, but I like the fact that Steven Spielberg is brave enough to be like, well, look at, what happened and what started all this, and all these years of fucking, like, it's been like 50, 60 years of this shit with Palestine, and the fact that they can't get free, and like the events of what happened in Munich at those Olympics. It's kind of insane to think about.
It's a
Like,
crazy
can you
story.
imagine? Can you imagine if like, because the Olympics are in a couple years, I think. Can you imagine if a team from whatever country just was kidnapped and they were all just murdered? Like,
Yeah.
that would be the biggest story in the world.
Yeah.
It's a
Like,
crazy
I don't
story
know,
for
it's a crazy
sure.
story. Yeah.
Lawrence?
I guess I'll go next. So Munich. I had no idea this was about. I said this earlier. I don't know why, but I always get this movie and Babel confused. I don't know why.
Baffling to me because they're not even 1% alike.
I know. I don't know why.
Maybe it's
I
the
don't know. I
title.
think. Yeah, I literally don't know why. But watching Munich, the one thing I noticed when I first looked it up was like, damn, 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's wild runtime, and I don't think it's always earned, but there's definitely a lot that is really good about the movie. That's for sure. I mean, you know what I love about Spielberg is, like, when you watch one of his movies, you go, I can't believe he made this. You're like, this. Every movie kind of just feels different to me. Like, you watch this movie and you're like, huh, like what can you compare it to in his other filmography? This guy made Jaws, this guy made Jurassic Park, and Munich. Like, they're so fucking different. But there is a lot of scenes in this movie that are like filled with like tension. That I think that's the best parts for me. I don't think I could ever watch it again, though. I think it's a little too long, and I didn't fully invest in it to the point where I can ever watch it again, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're pro-Israel? That's what I'm getting.
What the fuck?
This is not that kind of podcast, guys. Come on.
Come on, asshole. Good movie, though.
So, I told this to Lawrence earlier. My problem with this movie is that Spielberg is so good with having so much energy behind the camera. In this film, it's not needed. It's not like it's Raiders or Jurassic Park, but like, I still felt like the lack of just energy behind the camera. It was more of a low tier for me. It's how it felt, and I just wasn't as invested. I don't know if it was because of the story or the main character was kind of bland. I don't know if he was supposed to be bland or what. I like Eric Bana. He's great in everything, even this one. But I don't know. There's just something I'm just like, this is good, but I don't, like Lawrence said, I don't think I'll ever watch it again because I just wasn't as
counter
invested.
you though. I love the phone scene when they put the
Oh
bomb
my
in the phone.
god, so good.
yeah.
With the
One of
daughter.
the best shot scenes I've ever
Oh, yeah.
seen. Yeah, when the little girl runs back in and they have to like try and communicate to the guy who's setting up the bomb that the girl's in the apartment, with her dad. Oh, it's so intense. It's so good.
Yeah. I'll give the film credit. I couldn't imagine writing that script. Like, I could not imagine even attempting to write that script.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. It's insane. It's so good.
Like, fucking crazy. Really crazy story. It's meant to be on screen. I'm glad it was Spielberg, but I just don't know. There was just something I'm like, I need something. I need a little bit more. I don't know what it is, though. That's the problem.
Guys, it's a little awkward. I have to use the restroom right now. Is that okay?
Yeah, let me pause
I'll be
this real
right
quick.
back. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right, hold on. All right.
So with you know what, I did write some notes for Munich. Let me see what I put. I was surprised to see Daniel Craig in this movie. That was a little weird.
He's good in it though, right?
Oh no, he's great. He's really good. But
is he though?
Oh no.
Yes, he is. Okay.
I thought he was pretty good, but it was just I was expecting it, and he looks so weird with hair. Like with that much hair.
Obvious wig.
Is that a wig? Is that what that is?
It's a wig.
Oh, thank God, because it looks terrible.
I'm sorry, but he is an ugly ass motherfucker. I don't understand when people say he's good looking. He looks like a fucking toad.
Oh, hold on now. Okay,
He's
and
an
this is
ugly
where
ass dude.
and this is where we disagree. I think as James Bond, I think he's a very attractive man.
No, I don't agree. I think he looks like a solid
he
6.
pulled Rachel Weisz. Do you understand how
It's because he's James Bond. Any if you say you're James Bond, oh my God, how do you get? First of all, how did he even get her? God, she's attractive.
He's that good looking.
She's
Come
so
on,
good
man.
in The Favorite too, by the way.
Oh my God, I love The Favorite.
Oh my, best Yorgos for me.
Yeah. But with Munich, what else did I put? I wrote down only a couple of notes.
Do you guys like Jeffrey Rush? I love Jeffrey Rush in it too.
Is that the one that gets killed by the Dutch woman?
No, Jeffrey Rush is the one with the glasses who like will meet up with Eric Bana here and there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Honestly, there wasn't like a really bad performance for when it comes to Eric Bana or Bana.
Well, I thought it was Bana.
Bana, I'll say Eric Bana. Okay, I have whenever I see Eric Bana, I think of this one movie he was in that I fucking hated. It was called Deliver Us from Evil.
Oh, you don't like Deliver Us from Evil?
Never
I
seen
like
that.
No,
Never
I
seen that
don't
one.
like that. I remember watching that at
like
a drive-in, and I was like, "Can this movie fucking end already?" But but there are, you know what? There are some scenes in this movie. Like I'm telling you, the tension in this movie is so good. It's just when they kind of drift away with that and try and pretend like, you know, that the characters are as interesting as the actual like setting of, you know, like the bomb scenes. Like the one scene I love besides the phone bomb scene is the one where he's literally next door, and the moment he turns off the light, he just fucking flies away towards the other wall. Like that shit was great. The dressing like women scene when they go to Beirut, I believe.
Yeah, when they go to Beirut.
That was a great scene. That was really good. What else am I thinking of with this movie? I mean,
That's the thing. Like I'm trying to think. Like what happened again? Was this?
Yeah.
How about the score? Did you guys think the score was good? I actually can't remember a fucking thing about the score. And it's John.
I can't believe it was nominated.
Very mid John Williams, which is saying a lot.
I think I like Catch Me If You Can a little more than I like this movie.
Yeah, I would say it's mid Spielberg for me. I mean, it's still 4 out of 5.
You know what was a big surprise, and I fucking love this actor, was I believe you pronounce it Matteo Amaric. He's the one
French
that's
guy
yes.
from oh shit, what's that?
Diving Bell and the Butterfly.
Butterfly, what's it called? Diving Bell and Butterfly. Yeah, he's an amazing actor.
That move. Have you seen that, Brody?
No, I have not.
That's
Please,
an amazing movie.
I heard it's good.
Please watch Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Literally, one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know who's also good in that is, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce his name, but it's he's from There Will Be Blood. Syrian Hines.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. He's great.
Oh, that's who you were talking about?
No, not that guy. I meant when I said he was killed by the Dutch woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's
really good.
He's in a bunch of good shit, especially There Will Be Blood.
He's Oscar nominated right now for Belfast, which, by the way, I fell asleep during that movie in the theater.
Oh,
that's boring.
Kenneth Branagh's
movie.
He loves to just jerk himself off in every fucking.
Doesn't
By the way,
he?
if you want to watch a shitty Frankenstein film, watch his fucking Frankenstein movie from the 90s. He is literally shirtless and just saying I'm the best. He is. I hate that movie because he ruins it. Even though De Niro is good as the monster.
I think his best performance is probably in Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, like as the douchebag? Yeah, because he actually fits it so well.
Yeah, as the douchebag teacher. He's
Oh,
actually
that
pretty
is
good.
him. I
God,
forgot
yeah.
about it.
He just loves to jerk off in front of the camera and say cinema, and I'm never gonna watch Belfast. I don't care.
Have you seen
It's
Death
boring.
on the Nile? Either of you?
No.
No.
Oh, with
'Cause that's the-
Gal Gadot as a good actress.
Well, she's awful in it, but
And enough champagne to fill the Nile.
It's supposed to be bad. Shut up. No, it's not. God. How is
Oh,
she an
God.
actress?
Terrible. Terrible.
Hollywood
Terrible.
is so awful.
Well, I mean, her best performance was when she sang Imagine.
I was gonna
one
say
of the
that.
best-
I was just thinking that. God, that's the most cringiest shit I have ever seen. God.
What are you talking about? It saved America. What are you talking about?
Yeah, my God. Fucking
Terrible,
awful.
terrible.
whose idea was that anyway? That was
Hers. It was literally hers.
See, that's the
Oh,
thing
was
with
it
Munich.
hers?
Like we've gone off course like 5 different times talking about Munich because what is there besides the story and the good direction and the bomb scene? You know.
I have one more little thing for Munich, and it's I laughed when I saw it. It's the ending when Eric Bana is having sex with his wife, and there's a shot where he like throws his hair back in slow-mo and the sweat goes everywhere, and I was like, oh my God, what is this, like a 70s porno? What's happening here?
it's
Oh God, it was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing.
Weird. So fucking weird.
It was really, honestly, the ending was a little underwhelming. I felt like it was setting up for this big thing. I mean, maybe that's just how it went, but it did feel a little underwhelming.
I felt the whole movie was kind of like, it's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's for dinner?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
It wasn't anything that I'm gonna talk about forever. Like this is the last time I'll probably ever talk about Munich.
Or watch it ever again. David, did you give this a 5 out of 5?
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Okay, so I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it's like that's nice. That's a nice little 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5.
I actually might
Well, you need
downgrade
to
it
bump
to a
it
7 out of 10. Honestly, more thinking about it.
No, you both need to bump that up.
Well, the movie should bump up some interesting shit if it wants to be bumped up like that.
You see, I always say the same thing about Moonlight, but you know,
Okay, well, you
He's
know
on
what?
the Moonlight hate.
You're fucking ridiculous.
David, would you say Halloween 3 is better than Moonlight?
I mean, they're both like a 3 out of 5.
This fucking guy. All right, now you're crossing the line there, boy.
Oh, come on. He crossed the line at Moonlight. Moonlight's a fucking great movie. God damn it.
I know, but Halloween 3 is like the GOAT, so like he needs to just get off his ass.
Halloween Kills is better though.
Dude.
I remember watching, they always had like Halloween marathons. And I remember I'm like, well, Halloween
I
2,
love
all
those.
right.
The
Time to
AMC
go to
ones, right?
Halloween 3. And I remember like I'm watching this and I'm like, where the fuck is Michael Myers?
I love when people say that because I can imagine them watching just like, what the fuck is going on? Where is Michael Myers? Because
Where is this
the
fucking
studio
asshole?
did not market that movie at all. They just marketed it as a new fucking Halloween movie. They didn't say, by the way, this is an anthology series now. There's no Michael Myers. They just marketed it as like a fucking horror movie, and people are like, what the fuck is this thing? And I'm like, that's what makes it good because there's no fucking Michael Myers because he's boring. He's a boring character. I'm sorry.
That's the thing. I think a lot more people would have liked it if they would have taken the Halloween tag off of it and just called it Season
Yeah.
of the Witch.
I like that it's called Halloween 3. It's like, it's the one movie that has no Michael Myers. It's like, what? I'm like, yep, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I think both of you have a
character.
really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Before we go on to like any other movie or anything, you brought up marketing. I always think about this whenever I hear the word marketing. You guys ever heard of Kangaroo Jack?
Yes.
I've seen that before.
I've never seen the movie, but my whole life I was convinced that this movie was about like a talking
It's not.
kangaroo.
It's a
And
gangster,
but it's
horror movie.
marketed like that.
I know.
The poster is literally him with like glasses on, like, and then the trailer like makes it seem like the movie will be centered around him. It is nothing about
No.
that.
He talks for one dream sequence when the one character's
Yeah.
like drunk
Yeah,
and
and
high,
that's it.
basically, and that's it. Michael Shannon faces off against Christopher Walken. It's awesome.
Oh my god, what a fucking movie!
Oh my god, it's great.
I remember watching that when I was like a kid and thinking like, where's the fucking kangaroo? Like the talking kangaroo. It never fucking showed up.
That's
like,
what.
ever,
See,
except
that's
for
what I'm saying. If they just market it as like, oh, it's a fucking drug bust revenge movie.
Yeah.
No, but they market it as a kids movie called Kangaroo Jack. It has
That's
nothing to
the
do with
thing
the
is that
fucking kangaroo.
marketing genuinely affects the way people will go into a movie. Like, I've said this before, and I do kind of feel ashamed about it. I was not the biggest fan of War of the Planet of the Apes.
Whoa!
No. Like,
I haven't seen it
because I was expecting like another Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, where it's just all out, just battles, and it wasn't that at all. It was a character piece, you know.
I love that movie.
See, that's the thing
is that I didn't love it the first time, and then when I rewatched it, knowing what it was a lot better.
They marketed Tenet as a good movie, but it actually wasn't. So that's the problem with marketing these days.
You're walking a thin line, Brodey.
And every time we see a marketing for a Tarantino film, I'm like, well, not going to see that one.
Brodey,
what's your beef with Tarantino? I never understood this.
Nobody listens to this podcast yet. I could still kick you off of our own podcast.
I don't have a beef with him. I just think his movies they're good. They're not bad. But like, I hate how he's such a fucking like I'm a god when his movies are fine. Like, not what Pulp Fiction is fine. Inglourious Basterds is good. I like Jackie Brown because it's not a Tarantino film. It's actually like a good movie with actual dialogue, not his character saying, you know what, this double cheeseburger from McDonald's in France is actually called this, and people are like, oh, high art. It's like, it's fucking stupid. I just don't like his dialogue in any of his films besides Jackie Brown because it's not his dialogue. It's from a book. So fuck Tarantino. He's a dickhead, and he worked with Weinstein, and he likes feet. So go fuck himself, Tarantino. That's my little rant.
Oh man, yeah.
Sorry.
A lot of directors that worked with Weinstein. It's hard to.
I know, even TTA did.
Yeah, you know what? When it comes to that, when it comes to like directors and who they work with, you're gonna find, you know, even your favorite directors or favorite actors have worked with someone that's a piece of shit.
Well, he also almost killed Uma Thurman.
That I remember that. That's pretty wild. Yeah. So I remember watching Kill Bill at such a young age, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Tarantino's an incel who should never have made movies. I'm sorry.
I love his movies, and I love that he's an incel. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like the king of Wait, by the way, do you guys watch Euphoria?
Not the new season, but I've seen the first season.
Because like one of the characters mentions like incel Reddit, and it was really fucking funny because it was like so on the nose. And Sam Levinson should never ever write another screenplay in his lifetime. I've never seen Malcolm and Marie.
He's not a good writer, but I do like his direction.
Oh, he's like Rob Zombie, great director, awful writer. Get another writer, bro.
Yes, 100%.
Actually, when it comes to that scene, I know what scene you're talking about, and that scene actually makes a little bit of sense because I think they made a joke in the first season where like that character Ethan, he's like, oh, like I'm a incel Redditor, and I think it's kind of like a callback a little bit. Yeah, it's like a little cringy, but I think, hey, she's a teenager who uses these words that she barely understands. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that scene. Then again, I haven't seen the second season, but
it's not good. It's
you don't like it?
There's like the first episode of season 2 is my favorite episode of the show. It is so intense. It's got the good writing. It's everything. It's just like, this is a good episode. But after that, it's just like, I like the Rue episode, David, when Rue just, you know, goes off and that's a really intense shit. But she's like
just running for an hour.
Yeah, but I like that. I like how she fucks everything up. But everything else is just like, Cassie's annoying. Maddie's not doing shit. It's clear as day that Sam doesn't like the actress who plays Kat because she's barely in it. Fez is good, but he's barely in it still. And Maude Apatow is the same fucking character in every episode. I don't know why she's so hyped up. I don't know.
Because of the relationship with her and Fez.
With Fez, who's the best character by far?
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think my favorite episode of Euphoria that I've seen is the Carnival one in season 1. That is some top tier fucking shit. It's so good. Love it. But, you know, I feel like we should talk about Sorcerer. I really want to talk about that one.
Let me introduce this one.
Please.
So, Sorcerer, 1977. William Friedkin. One of the greatest filmmakers ever. And I think this is his best film. I stumbled across this, I think last year or 2 years ago, because I've always wanted to watch it. I love Roy Scheider. He's like the underrated GOAT. And I've never heard anything about Sorcerer. So I watched it. It's completely enthralled. Cinema. There's that one scene, which I know we'll talk about, that I was like completely blown away that they even were able to film that at all. Like, Like literally, my eyes were like popping out of my head, and the story's interesting. Fucking just cinema, and it's of course it didn't make any money. It's like the last of like the true 70s like auteur films because Star Wars came and ruined everything, and then the 80s happened. So, Sorcerer, what'd you guys think?
Yeah, I did read that like this movie was like horribly received at the time, and now it's kind of like been like rediscovered as like a really great movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I would have seen that movie. No, I'm just kidding. At first, I was a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was like the vignettes. Looking back at it now, are really cool. But when you're watching the moment, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Because the movie doesn't get into the actual plot until like 40 or 50 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just a little rough at that time. But once it does get into it, from a filmmaking perspective, it's insane. Mm-hmm. It's an insane fucking movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know what scene you're talking about, but I won't steal your moment. I know you want to say it. So, and I agree that scene is amazing. Mm-hmm. But I would say any scene, once they get into the real plot, is just fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. And filled with tension, and there is a couple things. And you know what? I think the more I think about it, the more I like it, and I would love to come back to this one.
Okay, David.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we talked about this off podcast before.
No,
Sorcerer, but it was so good the first time I watched. I mean, and even obviously on repeat viewings, but I just feel like Roy Scheider might be the most underappreciated actor of all time. Like,
by far. He was not supposed to be in this film. Great. He wanted Steve McQueen, but Steve McQueen didn't want to shoot out of the U.S. So Freakin's like, all right, I guess I'll go with Roy Scheider.
He's 10,000 times better than Steve McQueen ever was.
Yeah,
Steve McQueen, the director of Shame?
Oh, God.
No, the other one.
Yeah.
No, but no, I agree completely. And I'm sorry, I have to jump to this scene. But
please.
So the plot involves these 4 criminals who escaped to South America because they fucked up in their own other countries. And they meet up and they have to deliver this very fragile dynamite to like an oil drilling company that's on fire. And they can only drive with trucks, which sounds really stupid, but like the way the film sets it up where they're like redeeming themselves. But I'm serious, if they like fuck up and this dynamite like moves an inch, it'll blow up, and this dynamite's like dangerous. So like they suit up these badass trucks, they drive through like mountainsides, and talk about tension, them just driving. And Roy Scheider and then the other guy get to a fucking wooden bridge, like from Indiana Jones 2. And it's raining, and they have to drive across this rickety ass. How the fuck that truck even was able to withstand, the bridge was able to withstand that truck is unbelievable. And they drive in probably the most intense scene I've ever witnessed in my life. This fucking truck, they drive over the bridge is swaying, it's moving, it's raining, and it's braking, and they have to get across this river. And the way it's shot, I was like, how the fuck did they film this? And they actually did. They actually filmed it like practical and all. And it's like Friedkin was on some good cocaine when he shot that scene. How the fuck he even got that made is unreal. It's crazy. It's like the most intense shit I've ever seen. I was so enthralled when I saw that shit for the first time.
Absolutely.
God
Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, that stuff. And, you know, you said Indiana Jones, and I feel like Roy Scheider in the third act looks like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he does.
Bit.
He does.
He's like wearing like the leather jacket with the hat,
and the fedora.
And he's like, yeah, the fedora, and his shirt's all ripped up. He's all dirty, and I was like, oh, like that's pretty funny. There's a lot of this movie reminds me of a lot of other movies. And I feel like someone watched this movie and they implemented it into their own movies.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
I mean, like the wide shot, that wide shot of the truck on the bridge and it's swaying with the fucking rain and the wind. It's just, and you see Roy Scheider up close looking like he's about to shit his pants. It is unbelievable filmmaking. I think one of the best filmmaking I've ever seen is just, I can't hype that scene enough because it's like, holy fuck, man. He got so like the background for this movie. That's he just made, I think, The Exorcist, and so he's on top of the world. He made 2 big, highly successful films. He somehow, this was a remake of a film from the 50s, which I haven't seen. So he wanted to remake it, and he got 2 different studios to fund this for him. And he just went fucking crazy. He like drove him nuts. He wanted to do everything, on scene, practical in South America. Like it was a hell to shoot. And he spent so much money in this film that didn't make any money at all, which sucks. But like, it takes like someone like that who made 2 classics to be able to convince the studio, let's remake this movie no one's heard of, and just fucking go to South America, shoot fucking trucks on a bridge, and I'm going to have a lot of cocaine while I do it, and you guys are just going to say yes to everything I say, and they did it. So Friedkin's a boss for being able to even do that, because this movie would never have been made at all, ever. No one would make this movie if it wasn't for him and his high status at the time.
I can't imagine how hard it was to make it in general.
God.
Like, I've heard that the process and everything was really tough, obviously because they're in the fucking jungle shooting this shit.
Yeah, and the crew quit.
Really
he had one crew that quit, so he had to get a second crew. No one wanted to be. It's amazing how we have films that like no one wants to do it, and it comes out to be like a huge success, like Jaws or like The Wall, Pink Floyd's The Wall. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, you know what? This movie, even at times, like, in terms of survival, kind of reminded me of Jaws. I think maybe it's because Roy Schreider's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways they're kind of similar. Spielberg had so much trouble making this. I'm sure that Friedkin had a lot of trouble making this movie. But what did I write right here? Let's see. Lots of great tension and build up. There's always a part that has me gasping, like that. Like you said, that scene on the bridge, I would just go oh no, like I would be so vocal about it. And I love when movies actually get that reaction out of me where I'm like genuinely worried for these people, and like the truck is like off the ground sometimes, off the bridge.
Yeah,
it looks like it's gonna fucking tip over.
It's nuts. The fact that they even filmed that, to me, is like they had to have built a bridge and got this 5-ton truck to drive across a wooden bridge made of rope and wood. That to me is like, Friedkin has some balls to even want to do this. Who would want to do that in terms of just for their art? And I want to give a shout out to the score. I think it was Goblin. I think Goblin did the score.
It is.
Yeah, great score. I actually have it on vinyl too.
Oh,
I love the synth. Even the title, it's called Sorcerer, which, why? I don't know.
It confused me. I thought it was gonna be like something along those lines. Like I was very confused.
Yeah. Well, the original movie, let me look it up, because it's I need to see the 50s film. So let me see. Sorcerer 50s film. I don't know what the fuck it's called, something like that. A remake of The Wages of Fear, which is a French film, 1953. I got to see that. But I mean,
Heard of that.
Like, which I love about the 70s, I love so much because they had these big, ballsy directors making these big, like Coppola ruled the 70s. Let's just be honest here. That guy made like 6 bangers in a row. And then you got Friedkin making his film, Spielberg, or Scorsese. Like, that was the year, like the auteur year, I think they called it, or something, the new age of Hollywood. And like the 70s just had it. And then of course Star Wars came in and ruined everything, so which sucks. But what do you guys think? I think the 70s had the best decade of film, like, by far.
Oh yeah,
there's no fucking way.
I would argue that the 70s had the best decade of both music and movies. Like,
I would agree to that.
So fucking goated.
Yeah. Because Zeppelin ruled through the 70s. What do you think of that, Lawrence?
What, the 70s being like the best decade for film?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen enough movies from the 70s to like fully agree, but I mean the ones I have seen are fantastic. I think one of my favorites is probably Dog Day Afternoon.
Ooh.
That movie's incredible.
Pacino's best performance. I'm sorry.
So fucking absolutely.
Well, actually, I mean, Godfather 2 though. Come on.
He's great in Godfather 2. I will
he
give you
is.
that.
But I love Dog Day Afternoon because Lumet said they did not rehearse. So those scenes we get with, like, I love the scene with Pacino and that one cop. I forgot his fucking name. He's in The Sting. Damn it. And they sound so like they just met, but they didn't rehearse. So it feels so natural because if you rehearse, it gets more comfortable. So when you don't rehearse, it just feels like, you know, they did it for the first time. They're talking for the first time. So Dog Day Afternoon, and of course, God, what's his name? What the fuck's the other actor's name? Damn it.
John Cazale or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Probably his best performance, too.
Yeah. Again, a Godfather Part 2, I think he's great in that movie, too.
Yeah. No, he is. He had a run, too, man. Fuck. He was in The Deer Hunter, Godfather 1 and 2, and, was he in The Conversation?
Yeah.
The Conversation.
Who are we talking about here?
John Cazale.
Every movie he was in was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, I think, because it was The Conversation, Godfather 1 and 2, Dog Day Afternoon, and The Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
Those are the only movies he was in.
By the way,
they were all nominated.
Roy Scheider was supposed to be in Deer Hunter, but he couldn't do it because of Jaws fucking 2. That's sad.
He's in Jaws 2?
He was supposed to be De Niro's part.
Oh, you need to watch Jaws 2.
Jaws 2 is...
Do I?
Listen, I love Jaws. You know that.
It's all right.
It's a solid sequel. It's a solid 7 out of 10 for me. It's got John Williams back. Roy Scheider's back. It's... You know what? The shark is basically a slasher killer. He's a slasher. It's so funny because it has like a bird mark to it. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, for
surprisingly.
sure. But with Sorcerer, I think another scene that I thought was fucking wild was when he's like losing it. He's like having all these hallucinations.
Oh, in the desert?
Yes.
Yeah. Really well shot with the purple sky. I love the ending where he wins in the end. He gets the money, but he's obviously like fucked up mentally, and his past comes back to haunt him. Literally, he gets killed. So he does all of that for nothing, which is so fucking dark and depressing. I love that.
Everyone kind of does it for nothing. You know, like they die. They all die, and I think just like for that scene when the truck blows up with that guy from Paris, like that was a great fucking scene.
Yeah.
And honestly, you do think that Roy Scheider's gonna win, but no, his past does come back to haunt him. And was he ever really safe from the beginning? Probably not. You know.
Well, look at his face at the end. Like, he just looks haunted because Roy Scheider is that actor. He looks haunted. Steve McQueen is a good action hero. He's like a this is gonna be awful. Like a Keanu Reeves. He's a great, action star actor. He's not like capable of what Roy Scheider can do, especially if you watch All That Jazz. Hello? So like, yeah, definitely Roy Scheider was the perfect choice. I don't know what Freakin' was saying. He was my third or fourth choice. Well, you got the right choice, bro.
Yeah, he should have been his first choice.
Like, for real. Which Freakin' said that this is his favorite of his films.
Really?
Yeah. Which I would say the same if I shot that fucking truck scene. Like, you kidding me? I'd be a fucking cocky motherfucker for the rest of my life. Said, I shot that high on cocaine. There's no way he wasn't on cocaine. Come on. Who the fuck would make this if you weren't on drugs? I'm serious.
I feel like everybody was on coke in the 70s.
Yeah. Everyone was on fucking drugs.
Oliver Stone admitted to being on cocaine when he wrote Scarface.
Oh, God.
Which isn't as clear as day because there's a mountain of coke in that movie.
And I'm honestly, I'm not even a big fan of that movie.
Scarface?
I like Scarface.
It's good.
I went my whole life.
It's good.
Yeah, I went my whole life with people telling me like it's one of the best movies ever. Like they would compare it to like Godfather, and then when I watched it, I was like, that was good.
That's the first movie I bought on my iPod Touch.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say.
iPod Touch?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't realize my podcast hosting buddy was 100 years old.
That's what I wanted to say. Brodey, I actually, in some weird way, kind of blame you for how easy it is for me to rent movies now.
Because of YouTube?
Before, I used to kind of just be against renting movies. I was like, don't do it. Like, I don't know why. Just like, don't do it. And I remember you talked me into watching Jaws, and it was on Netflix at the time, but it got taken off that day. And I was like, well, I already said I'm gonna watch it, so I'm gonna rent it. And I rented it. I loved it, and ever since then, I don't even think about like, should I rent this? I just like, I'm renting it, and I rent it. Like, I have not stopped ever since. That's like 2 years ago. I have not stopped renting movies ever since.
It's so easy. That's what's nice about this day and age. You can just go on YouTube and rent, Who's Nailing Palin and just watch it for $3.99.
Yeah.
So, like, shout out to Matt. But no, that's what's nice about this day and age. You can just go on your fucking phone and rent, like I watched all the films from '58 on Amazon Prime, which is kind of crazy. If you can just do that. So that's what's nice about our technology, but it kind of sucks. I like the old days of going to a movie rental store, which I don't know if you guys are too young to know what those are. Those were stores you would go to.
My shit, man.
I love the rental stores.
Blockbuster and then Hollywood Video right after.
Yeah.
I used to go to a place called Star Video.
That's cool.
That's definitely a porno place. What are you talking about?
I mean, there was porn in the back, but I was too young to go back there.
I bet the Star had 2 R's in it, right?
No, I did. Maybe the back part did for sure.
Oh my god!
Had a nice tramp stamp.
So,
but
what would you guys rate Sorcerer? Because it's clear as day, I would give it a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, like masterpiece cinema. Loved it.
Sorcerer. I think right now, just because those first 40 to 50 minutes are like kind of rough for me to get through. On a second watch, I think it won't be as rough because I'll know what's going on, and if anything, I'll appreciate it more. Oh, we didn't bring the scene up, but I fucking loved it. I wasn't crazy about the vignettes, but the one in Paris where the guy gets shot in his car was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
that was so good. But I think right now I'm gonna give it a 3.5, but it's like so close to a 4 right now. Okay. If anything, I kind of want to give it a 4.
Why do you hate it? What the hell?
I don't. I think it's really good. I liked it more than Munich, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
David?
What would you rate?
I'll say I think it's probably a 4 out of 5, but it's a borderline 4.5. It's a borderline 9 out of 10 for me. I do love it though.
So I think next time Lawrence comes on the podcast, we should definitely talk about movies that we actually would talk about and not just spend 2 minutes on and 10 hours on other shit, because I feel like these two movies just weren't as engaging in terms of like
a discussion.
Yeah, like we should watch something. We got to pick something next time that I hate that you guys like or love or someone else hates. Those are the fun ones.
Southland Tales.
Drive. Something awful like Drive.
Wait, who doesn't like Drive?
Drive. I like Drive.
Sucks, dude. Drive blows.
Yeah.
God, what we should do? Talk about Parasite.
No, I thought we were going to watch something good.
Damn. I wish there's a movie we could think of that like someone hates, someone likes, and someone loves. Like there's an
that's a good idea.
even ground. So like,
someone
I guess you guys pick a Tarantino film you love or hate, and we can talk about that because I don't like any of his films.
Besides... I got one. I actually have one.
What?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because I know David loves that movie. I think it's fine, and I know you don't like Tarantino.
I thought I gave it a 3 out of 5. So there's my... Actually, no.
I don't care for that movie.
You know what? Hot take. There should have been no fucking Manson family, no fucking Sharon Tate. It should have been about Cliff and Rick's gay relationship. It should have been about those two, and that's it. Not the stupid... I hate the ending. I hate the fucking ending where he throws the can at her face. I hate that shit. It was so good. Tarantino was actually subtle for once.
Definitely need to do that one then.
It was so subtle. But then, of course, he has to have his dog bite the girl's nuts, and then Rick gets a fucking flamethrower. He wouldn't do that. That's stupid. That is so ridiculous. It just ruins the nuance. It sucks.
Why do you hate
it? Ruined it for
cinema?
me. It ruined it for me, Ed.
Why are you hating on the best director that ever lived?
Lawrence, I actually have one that you're going to hate me for this. I also think the third act for Hereditary ruins the rest of the film for me.
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous.
It ruins
the ending sucks. You're right.
I wish, because you know why?
I don't agree with that.
It got so stupid because... Which, by the way, the actor who plays his son was terrible. His cries were so unbelievable and unrealistic.
His cries were bad, but I don't think he's bad.
The scene where she smacks her head on the fucking ceiling like a machine gun, I was crying of laughter. That was so funny. Like, this isn't scary. This is stupid. And then, like, the shot of her going up in the treehouse with her head cut off was funny. And then the whole exposition at the end was so, like, I thought Ari Aster was a good writer. Why would he write a scene where they explain we know what's going on, Ari. You don't have to explain it. We know what the fuck's going on. You're the goddess Palin or fucking whatever. We're here to worship you and to suck your dick, and we all love you. And here's your sister's chopped head. It was so fucking believable. It's like, why'd you explain it? We know what's going on, bro.
I mean, like, I think that scene definitely could have been handled a little better, but
God.
but they are technically explaining what's happening to a child because it is the sister in his body now. So I mean, she's probably terrified and she doesn't have no idea what's going on.
But yeah,
point. I think that's like the only way I could justify the exposition, because it's just a scared little girl inside a boy's body.
It felt like the studio was saying, Ari, this is too weird and confusing. You got to explain something here, like how they did with Psycho. How the end of Psycho is like literally some guy who we never met before explains.
With Hereditary, they just explain everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that wasn't.
I love that.
That wasn't necessary. I just wish there was no spooky shit. It was just a family drama. It was so strong. It was so strong until, actually, no, it really was a ghost. And Alex Wolff can't
How do you guys
act.
feel about Gabriel Byrne? Because I've always loved him, and a lot of people are like mixed on him.
I like him. I thought he was one of the best parts.
Right?
Yeah.
'Cause I love it. Yeah, and I love him.
He's incredible in Hereditary.
Which is a really underrated movie too.
Which movie?
Miller's Crossing.
No, I didn't see that, but I know it's the
Never
Coens,
heard
right?
of it.
Yeah, it's a Coen's. Such a good movie.
Oh God, hot fucking take. I cannot get into most Coen's movies.
Yeah, and No Country for Old Men is nowhere near as good as There Will Be Blood. How the fuck that beat it for Best Picture and Director?
So much better.
is
Come on.
Okay,
horrible.
that's the only one
Horrible.
I love out of them. And as much as I would have loved There Will Be Blood to win, I'm a little okay with No Country for Old Men taking it, but There Will Be Blood deserved to win.
If Villeneuve directed that, it would have been way better.
Oh, you know what? I have a pretty good question. What's a movie that is so loved that you guys just don't care for?
Every James Cameron film. I don't like any of his films besides The Abyss, even though he almost killed Ed Harris.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck James Cameron. He's a cocky motherfucker too, so I don't care for him. T2 is
What,
fine.
David?
People are like, it's the greatest. No, it's not. It's not. It's fine. It's fine. It's literally just okay. Calm down.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's my
Awesome.
answer. Every James Cameron film.
Awesome.
David, what's your answer?
I mean, I feel like you guys know that there are a lot of movies that I don't like that other people do like.
Yeah, we know.
If you told me to pick a classic or just like
No,
really
just like a
popular
movie that people love that you're just like, whatever.
Well, then again, it's probably between Drive and La La Land.
Oh, that hurts.
La La Land
they're both
is.
Oh, whatever.
It's.
I
Well,
love
La La
La La
Land
Land.
is ass. But Drive is just like, I don't get. Because people are like, oh my god, this is like an all-time great, and I'm like, that is the most 5 out of 10 movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. You know what? I agree
funny.
with you. I don't agree with the masterpiece sticker it gets, but I still like it a lot. I think it's a really good movie.
I like the score.
I love. First of all, I'm a huge Ryan Gosling fan. I fucking love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's great.
I think his best. You guys ever seen Lars and the Real Girl?
Yeah.
No.
That movie's
Yeah.
fucking
Good movie.
awesome, and he's so good in that movie. I think that's his best dramatic performance. But that dude can do comedy too.
The Nice
He's
Guys.
Oh, the Nice Guys.
Yes.
He's The Nice Guys, Crazy Stupid Love. Like, he kills it.
Wait, Lawrence, what's your answer for popular film that people love that you think is ass?
I don't think it's ass, but I just think that first of all, I can't believe it fucking won Best Picture. It pisses me off, especially what it won over. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump gets on my nerves. Forrest Gump gets on my fucking, especially like my.
Better
Yeah.
than Shawshank, though.
What happened?
It is better than Shawshank, though.
No, it's not.
Now, Tom Hanks is good. However, it
I
is
mixed
so
on
not
that too.
subtle.
I mixed on Tom Hanks' performance too.
It's very not subtle at all, and I don't like that. It's just like very on the nose, like it's a punch in the face, kind of on the nose. Like, I get it, Zemeckis.
It's aged horribly, in some ways, and I mean, like, everyone
argue.
always says, like, you know, oh, look at it like as if when it came out. And yeah, sure, like I'm sure it was a big deal when it came out. But Shawshank is a way better fucking movie than Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
In every fucking way possible. Like
Shawshank should have won.
Shawshank should have won Best Picture.
Let's be happy that
Shawshank's not even the third or fourth best movie of that year. What are you talking
Shut
about?
the fuck
guys, let's just be happy
up.
that
Pulp
Pulp
Fiction
Fiction didn't win because that movie's ass.
Pulp Fiction.
I love Pulp Fiction.
No, it is total film, bro. Total fucking film, bro. And I hate saying that. Fuck Tarantino.
Another movie. This one I think pisses a lot of people off. I don't hate this movie. I just didn't get the hype. Was Big Lebowski?
Oh, well, it's again. You got to. Coens are love or hates. I think they're fine.
Yeah.
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
I did like the one that you liked though. The Man Who Wasn't There.
That's their best film by far.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
Guys, I have an answer that you're both gonna hate me for. The film that I don't like that everyone like loves to fucking jizz over is the
Tree of Life.
The Tree of Life. Yeah.
I knew it.
Boring, pretentious piece of shit.
That movie's fucking boring.
Pretentious.
It's so boring.
Brody,
It's pretentious.
That is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Oh, you guys don't like it either?
It's so boring.
Oh my gosh,
hate
I feel
that
so loved now. Yeah, it's boring as balls.
It's fucking
Boring.
Why are there dinosaurs in there? What the fuck is this movie?
Oh, it's so
me 4
lame.
tries to watch it because I kept falling asleep. Like genuinely, it was awful. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
The handheld gave me a headache. It's like, Malik, get off of your ass and just put it on a fucking tripod.
If I have to give one positive thing about that movie is there's a shot of like Jessica Chastain like floating. I love that shot. It's a great shot.
It looks good. I'll give it that.
But it's a great looking movie. Probably should have won. But fucking boring.
Boring as
So
balls. Pretentious.
boring.
Pretentious,
Good
man.
lord.
Shit, you know what? You reminded me of a movie that I also fucking hate. I don't know why, but I don't know. Have you guys ever seen Only God Forgives?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah. If you don't like Refn, you're not gonna like it. I do enjoy some of it. I love the score. My God, Cliff Martinez.
Score's good. I like the
Is
score.
that dude?
And, I mean, like the cinematography is nice, but God, that is one of the worst screenplays
Dude,
I've
that
ever
mom
seen.
character is the worst
Performances
character
are
of
awful.
all time. She's horrible. She talks about
Yeah.
which one of her son's dicks is bigger. Yeah, it's bad.
Yes,
It's bad. It's not good.
it's fucking awful.
Wait, no, I thought of one. Film Twitter loves Scream 4, and I think it's the most mid movie I've ever fucking seen. I don't understand it.
I like it. It's just
don't
overrated.
understand.
I don't get why people
It
love
looks
it.
awful. It has that glaring Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, like, flashy look. It looks horrible. And the writing's bad. Emma Roberts is a terrible actress. She's only famous because her mom's Julia Roberts. Hate her.
Yep.
Hate the movie.
Actually,
it
that's
sucks.
her aunt, I believe.
What'd I say? Mom?
Mom.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Aunts. But she's terrible. Movie's terrible. It sucks. I don't know why people are like, it's a masterpiece. No, it's not. It's garbage.
Yeah, it's not.
Here's a question for you guys. Who's a filmmaker? Like, okay, who's your least favorite filmmaker? Like name a few filmmakers you don't like. I don't like Eli Roth. He sucks. I don't like James Cameron, and obviously Tarantino is one of them.
Zack Snyder.
Don't say that. Now they're gonna come after us.
Refn. Yeah, what'd you say? Yeah, Refn. Fucking hate that. Well, I mean, I don't. Okay, I'll say this. I don't hate any of them as people.
No,
I hate
as
their
filmmakers.
films. You know.
Yeah.
Refn's movies are fucking.
What about
awful.
Neon
Like,
Demon?
I can't get into any of them.
Neon Demon's good.
Oh, I got one. For
What?
sure. And I've only seen one movie, and I thought it was okay. I feel like I'd like it more, but I don't like this person. I don't like this guy as a person. Vincent Gallo. I think he's such an asshole.
Oh, he's such a piece of shit. Yeah.
He's such
he made
a piece
that
of
one
shit.
movie. What's it called?
Buffalo 66.
Yeah, I've never seen. I'm not gonna watch it because I heard what he did behind the scenes. So he can go fuck himself too.
What do you do behind the
I
scenes?
think you're thinking of Brown Bunny.
Yeah, you're thinking of Brown Bunny, I think.
Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna watch his movies though.
Yeah, don't. I mean, it's. I think I would like it more on a second watch, but I think he's such a prick. And another one. Here's the thing. I've only seen one movie from this guy, and I loved it. But again, I don't know what it is about this director. He gives me a bad vibe. What's his fucking name? Lars von Trier.
Oh, yeah. I've watched Antichrist,
I
which
agree with
is
that.
honestly pretty good. But like, he's just like he called
He's
himself.
weird.
He said he likes Hitler at Cannes.
Ugh.
which
Yeah,
he's just one of those guys.
He said he empathizes with Hitler. Like I think that's the exact quote.
What a great
He's
fucking
so
idea.
weird.
Wow, what a great thing to say.
But Dancer in the Dark is such a good fucking movie. Oh my god, I love that movie.
Yeah, I don't know why Eli Roth is so popular. I don't know why he's a master of horror. He just makes Cabin Fever's good.
No, well, he's not a master. I feel like he gave himself that.
I would love to see his search history. What the fuck what is he into? Because his movies are so grotesque in all the wrong ways. I hate The Green Inferno. Don't watch it. It's just like, it is
I've heard of that.
Straight garbage.
He's directed one movie that I like, but it's because it's one of those so bad it's good. It's not even Cabin Fever. It's Knock Knock. Have you seen it?
No. Oh, is that with Keanu?
Yeah, it's with Keanu.
I heard it's horrible.
That's the thing. It's so bad that it's good.
Yeah, Cabin Fever isn't even like his weird like torture porn shit. It's actually a really good, solid like a disease movie. Disease movie. I'm looking right now. It's on my shelf for my DVDs.
Yeah,
that's actually a good one.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking douche. I don't know why he's like on these AMC horror fests.
From the what's it called? Boy Meets World is in it, right?
No idea.
I don't know. I don't watch Boy Meets World.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's a great show.
I don't watch fucking Nickelodeon shows.
That's a great show.
Besides Drake and Josh.
Okay, Disney. Come on now.
That's even worse.
Drake and Josh is the shit.
Drake and Josh is the shit. Disney Channel sucked besides Zach and Cody. I actually like those guys. Those guys are good.
Well, That's So Raven was the shit too.
I didn't watch that.
So
I watched Courage.
What was it going to say?
Cartoon Network.
I mean, Phil of the Future and Kim Possible were bangers, though.
What's Phil of the Future?
Oh, come on.
That is.
I remember Phil of the Future.
I don't even know what the fuck. I'm gonna look that up. Hold on, let me see. Phil of
the Future, man.
He sounded like Cheech and Chong. Phil.
He's from the 24th century or some shit, or 27th or something like that. He's from the future.
Shit. Phil of the Future. Not even ringing a bell. Not even ringing a bell.
Does the girl look familiar though?
Is that Brittany Murphy?
Wait, Brodey, how old are you?
I'm 26.
26.
Damn, old.
No, because like you asked me like shut the fuck up, David. You asked me or you asked us if like we were like too young for like video stores. Yeah. And no, like I remember going to video stores. I used to.
I was just kidding.
Oh no, but I say that was my home. That was my home they had like a 5 movies for $5 deal there, and oh my god, that was my home. I would just get a bunch of movies and take them home. Mm-hmm. I remember, VHS too. We had a VCR when growing up. I actually broke our VCR because I would keep on rewinding Toy Story 2.
Classic.
And I ended up breaking the VCR because of that. No, I don't know if I think I broke Toy Story 2. That's what I broke. I didn't break the VCR. But
now here's where David says Toy Story 2 sucks because he has no taste.
Oh, what a fucking... Oh, God. Don't get me started with this guy's fucking takes.
It's not my fault that the worst...
Jesse's an annoying character. Shut the fuck up.
She's not. So annoying.
I don't know what movie you're watching.
All they fucking say is, oh my god, you get to see her background. It's like, oh god, I'm glad they fucking...
That's one of those saddest scenes I've ever witnessed.
I cry at that scene. It's so good.
That fucking
song. They probably ditched her because of her annoying ass.
I got one. I got a question.
Okay.
What's one movie that made you cry? Really cry?
Love Story.
If there is one.
Love Story 1970. Go watch it. Ryan O'Neal and Ally McGraw. Fucking amazing film. 1970. Love Story.
In the watch list. Love Story.
It is so one of probably my favorite romantic dramas, I would say. It's great. Fucking great film.
David?
If I had to pick one, it's probably Your Name.
Really?
Or Toy Story 3.
Okay, I'll take that one.
Wait, hold on. Pause a second. Did you say really for Your Name?
That movie's not sad.
What's Your Name? I don't even know what that is.
That's the anime, right?
Oh, yeah. That's why I don't watch anime.
Yeah, me neither.
Brody, you'd love it. Come on, man.
Is that what's his face? I'm sorry, I don't know his name.
No, you're not. You're thinking of the Hayao Miyazaki or something like that.
Is that his name?
No, that's not him. No.
Wait, guys.
Speaking of,
I have a really funny story about that guy real quick. So back in the day, my aunt lives in Cincy. We went there one time. My uncle burned DVDs. He's like, "Hey,
awesome.
I have a burned DVD of School of Rock with Jack Black. You guys could watch it on the way home because it was a 4-hour drive." We popped this bitch in our little DVD players behind my that would hang up on my parents' seats, and it was Porco Roscoe. It wasn't Jack Black's School of Rock. It was, which I actually like Porco Roscoe. I was like, what is this fucking? This isn't even close to being
Not the movie I wanted.
But I still liked it. It was a really touching story about this pig pilot who becomes a human. Really great anime. I kind of rewatched that, but yeah, it was like, this is not even close.
That's
to
also a
Jack
Hayao
Black's.
Miyazaki, though.
That's what I was saying. I like that one. But what's your name? I just looked it up. Hold on. Your name. 2016.
I didn't care for that one. Yeah.
It's directed by. I'm gonna mispronounce it. I know I am. I'm sorry. Makoto Shinkai. I'm sorry.
Shinkai.
I heard about this one. Okay.
Yeah, Matt loves that one. Oh, that's another movie that that fucking film Twitter loves, and I just don't get it. Is Paris, Texas.
Oh yeah, it's a solid 4 out of 5. It's okay. I like what's his face.
I gave it a reluctant 4 out of 5, but I don't fucking get it. Like people are like, it's a masterpiece, the best fucking movie ever. And I'm like, really? Like, what the fuck you guys watching?
It's a great first act, a solid third act. The second act is boring as fuck.
It does get fucking boring, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Also, the kid's a bad actor. I fucking hated the
but
kid.
Harry Dean Stanton, I'm sorry.
Oh, it was great.
He's
so
amazing.
good.
He's good in everything. Let's be honest.
I'll give you that.
But the wife, though, the wife's really good in it.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
her
she's good too.
Yeah, I love that scene. That scene, the last scene with them is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I just don't get the whole masterpiece thing. There is only one movie that's made me cry, actually sob. And it was a documentary called Dear Zachary.
I heard about that.
Oh,
I really want to watch
Zachary.
that. I really want to watch that.
I fucking cried.
I don't always consider documentaries as films. I know they are.
I get you.
Put them in their own, category. But Dear Zachary, is one of the most devastating movies I've ever seen.
It's fucking hardcore. It's so sad. And it never stops getting sad. I was like, is this it? And then it got worse. And I remember putting my hand on my head and I was just fucking crying. Legit crying.
What a bitch.
Okay. I want to see that though. I've always heard it was good.
So fucking good.
Brody, you gotta watch it. Sit down and watch it with M, dude.
Oh, she'll cry.
She'll cry for 3 days straight.
She will fucking cry. It's so sad.
Yeah, she's a crier, so we'll definitely.
Oh God, she won't get through it. She'll think the first part's sad, and she's like, "Well, that's it," and then it just gets worse.
Dude, I feel so bad for her because I bought a little unknown movie called Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom or whatever the fuck it's called.
I haven't seen that
on Criterion because I've always wanted to watch it because everyone's like, it's the most fucked up movie ever made. I'm like, okay, let's see if that's true. And she sat down with me 2 years ago in October, and I'm like, let's see if this is really that fucked up. And at first, I'm like, this isn't bad. This is fine. But yeah,
it's that thing.
It's pretty fucked up. And I looked over. She's just not looking at it. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it's good, but it's like, Jesus.
She looked at you and she's like, I think we should see other people.
Yeah,
Terrible.
She's a good sport. She really is.
Thank God, because I've heard about that movie. I never seen it though. I really want to watch it.
I'd recommend it.
I'm a Sardonicast nerd, so that's the only reason I want to watch it.
I recently stopped listening to their shit. I got over it, man. It's sad. I used to like their shit, but I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, it's a little hard to listen to sometimes, but it was getting kind of better in the recent episodes, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like Ralph isn't so fucking insufferable.
It's just clear as day that guy did not want to be involved anymore, or that he was depressed. I don't know.
I feel bad for him. I don't know what's going on with him. I hope he's okay. But oh man, I wish I don't understand people that cry in every movie, actual crying. I get tears. Tears are fine, but crying in every movie, all right, get your
especially when it's a Marvel movie, because that means you're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the Marvel movies are goated
or stupid.
Stop. Stop.
Goated.
No.
I will say I really liked No Way
Endgame-
Home though.
I actually, now that I think about it.
Let me watch a green screen for 3.5 hours. No thanks. I haven't seen a fucking Marvel movie since Ant-Man, the first one, and I don't care to watch any of them. Yeah.
Well, you're missing out on amazingness.
Oh,
Why would you do
like
that?
Spider-Man 3, like literally 3 Spider-Man, and I don't care.
Not even part of the.
I'm not gonna fucking
part
watch
of
it.
the MCU.
I don't even care. I don't like Spider-Man. Hot take: Spider-Man's fine. I like Batman better. I never liked Spider-Man. Even the Raimi ones are fine.
Well, we can agree on that. I've never been a big Spider-Man.
Raimi
fan.
Spider-Mans are boring, except for Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, they are. They're ass.
I fucking love Spider-Man.
They look like shit. I don't know why Marvel movies just like you know what? Let's go shoot a sidewalk at night, and that's gonna be our look for these movies. It's just so bad. It's like you guys have these high-tech cameras and shit. Why don't you put some color in that motherfucker? James Gunn at least gets it right, and right? 'Cause I saw the first Guardians. Yeah.
You know what makes me sad is like, original movies will never be like these big successes anymore. Like I always think about like what's that movie like Being John Malkovich and Adaptation, like those movies were very well received in terms of like critics, but they were also successes in the box office.
Well, you got
and that's just never gonna happen.
Well, it's nice because Parasite is like one of the last like true like no IP. You know, obviously it's a foreign film, but like
I don't Knives Out.
You know, Knives Out. I cannot stand his stupid Foghorn Leghorn accent. It's awful. It is so annoying. It's awful. It is.
No, but he's doing it up. He's playing it up on purpose. Though.
When he talks, I just want to close
What's
my
up with
ears.
you and Daniel Craig, man? You don't like Daniel Craig.
Why do you hate the best-looking guy in the world? What's wrong?
His accent is terrible. I'm sorry. I love
Ryan Gosling.
Even
do you not like his accent in Logan Lucky? Either?
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
I didn't see that one. No. Speaking of which, are you guys Star Wars fans? Because I think Star Wars is the worst thing that happened to cinema.
Oh, Brodey. Why do you want to fight today, dude? You like want to fight me.
Actually, that's another one. Star Wars, I don't like any of them besides the third one. I like that it gets dark and they kill kids. I like that.
Oh my good lord!
Because
that's a sentence.
We should
that's
isolate that one piece of audio.
That.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. 2 hours 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll clip that.
No, I'm just kidding. You're putting that shit in.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking nerd who likes sci-fi. So I don't like Star Wars. I don't care for them. People who say The Last Jedi was good, it was fine. Okay. It was fine.
I don't, but that, you know what, that movie has like some of the worst debates and discourse in probably all of film history, because like I'm with you on it, it's fine, but like, oh god, and now I'm gonna go down this fucking road of like vulgar or tourist, like they're like the worst parts of film Twitter. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And like they're literally the parts that make it like so fucking like insufferable, and because they say dumbest fucking shit, like, oh, Last Jedi was a masterpiece, and it's like, come on. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, when was the last time a Star Wars movie was a masterpiece?
None of them.
Fucking in the 80s.
It's about a spaceship running out of gas, so they have to get gas as another spaceship follows them, but they just can't go in front of it because script. And then the two characters go to a casino planet that's clearly America and says, you know what, I don't like capitalist. Okay, and then Princess Leia flies through space like Mary fucking Poppins, and it's the most ridiculous shit I have ever seen. I laughed my absolute ass off. And they cut to her at the door, and then they cut to her inside. So how the fuck does she get in? Because I don't know about you, but space will suck you in. So how does she get in? And then you have what's his face? You have Mark Hamill sucking some alien titties, which that was funny. Like what? I mean, a solid 3 out of 5, I guess. But like, how is this good? I don't understand why people were like, it's because it subverts expectations. It pissed off the nerds, which I'm happy it pissed off the nerds. It was really funny to watch nerds get so mad at this isn't my Luke Skywalker. It's like, who cares?
You mean his name is Ruin Johnson?
Go touch some grass. You fucking nerds.
Oh man, nerds are the worst part of film Twitter.
Fuck Star
fucking
Wars.
Nerds.
I can't stand it, man. I can't. It's awful.
It's not something that I love, but you know, I mean, like, probably pass the time. You know, then again, like, no, it's not even true. Like, I don't care that much either about Star Wars.
No, and Disney. I wish Lucas would have just took that to his grave. Why the fuck do you sell it to Disney? I mean, he doesn't need
Money.
$4 billion. He's already a billionaire.
Money.
I know he donated all of it to charity, which is nice of him, but he didn't need it, man. Come on. And of course, he gave him ideas, and they said, "Fuck you, old man. It's our time." And they just remade A New Hope. And then The Last Jedi is just subverting expectations. And then the ninth one I didn't see because I don't give a fuck about seeing the ninth one at all.
Good Lord.
Well, you're missing out on greatness. I hope you're
now
happy.
Ian McDiarmid, which I would love to see him back as the Emperor. Which I did see his like weird fucking like machine he's hooked up to with the lightning. That looked kind of cool.
He looked really creepy in it.
That looked kind of cool, even though it doesn't make any sense that they brought him back since he died in the Return of the Shithole. I mean, the Jedi. Honestly, the A New Hope is good. Empire Strikes Back is overrated, and the Return of the Jedi is ass. Phantom Menace is good. Attack of the Clones is ass, and Revenge of the Sith is the best one.
The Phantom Menace is good. That's the first time I've heard that.
It has Darth Maul. That's why. That's the best Star Wars character. You know why? He doesn't say a fucking line of dialogue, and he looks cool.
I don't know if I ever told you guys, but my sister's like good friends with him, like the actor
Ray Park.
Oh shit.
with Ray Park. Yeah.
What the fuck? Seriously?
Oh, my sister works at or did, not anymore, but she used to work at this dairy really close to him, like around the area where he lived. So he would go in all the time. And he would like bring in his kids and his wife, and like they all got to know my sister and stuff. They're like chummy. I think it's pretty cool.
That's fucking
He's
awesome.
like the nicest guy. He's like the nicest guy ever.
That's
like,
so cool.
The nicest guy. Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
Good for her.
He was
That's
good.
pretty
He was
awesome.
good as Darth Maul, even though George Lucas ruined it by killing him off. He should have been the main antagonist in that trilogy. Why was he not? They brought in Christopher Lee, who could barely stand, and he was in the two movies, and he gets killed in the third one. Pointless.
Do it.
Spoiler alert.
Do it.
Fuck Star Wars.
Star
And
Wars
Marvel.
is the best.
And Disney.
Gotta love it.
Fuck
Oh god,
Disney.
Disney's the worst. Love Disney. Gotta love Disney.
Oh, fuck Disney. They fucking suck. I love South Park's Mickey Mouse because he's so fucking funny where he just beats up the Jonas Brothers. You fuck with me, you little shit. Oh. Now they're going to sue me
He
for doing the
fucks up
voice.
The pangolin. Is that what it's called? The pangolin. That was great.
That is funny. He said, why don't you go fuck that bat?
Oh my god, the fact that
bat looks
what's his
fucking good.
name? Randall caused the pandemic.
South Park is great. I love South Park.
You know what's? Do you guys watch It's Always Sunny?
No, I need to. I need to watch
Please
that. I need to
watch
watch it. I know I do.
I only watch funny shows. I'm sorry.
Like
Oh my
How I Met Your
God.
fucking Mother. That's the
Yes,
worst
that's the
comedy
greatest show
I've ever
ever.
seen. It's awful.
That show did not hold up.
It has
I'll
the
tell you
worst
that.
editing I've
It's
ever
so
seen.
good. It's so good. Come on now.
No.
There's some good parts, but no.
The main
No,
character
I-
is
no,
literally the
don't get me
worst
wrong,
character I've
the-
ever seen.
The series finale sucks, but aside from that, the rest of the show is really good.
You can't tell me that the main character is not just a piece of toast. That guy was so boring, and he's the main
Oh, he's an
character.
asshole
He's not
too. He's
bad.
the worst guy.
character was poorly written, but I don't think he was bad. Like performance.
He looks like a guy at a coffee shop. I just could not get into it, man.
Hey man, it's better than Better Call Saul.
It was
Better
okay.
Call Mid.
It was it was good because of Neil Patrick Harris, because he played a playboy
Oh,
he's
Barney's
actually
the
gay in
best.
real life, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's what made it so good, honestly.
I love that. I love that. Well, what's up?
Archer overall, by the way, Archer's funnier than anything else.
Oh, Archer's.
Oh,
one of the
please
best
watch
shows
It's
ever.
Always Sunny.
I will.
Please.
I promise. I need to watch that.
It's such a. Me and my sister-in-law. I got them hooked on that. Well, actually, they say they got themselves hooked, but I got them hooked. But we were on that all the time. Like, it's such a quotable show. It's so fucking funny.
The next show I need to watch is Twin Peaks. I've been holding that off for too long.
I don't want to do that. Like, I do and I don't. I already did The Sopranos. That was cool.
You mean the Mid Sopranos?
Sucks.
That was
Shitty show.
I'm just
Show
kidding. That was a bad joke.
Sucks.
It was
Nah,
good.
Sucks.
There was one season that was mid, which was like the dream sequence where he was in a coma or something. That was kind of
Oh, what the fuck?
that was kind of boring.
Oh, I love that shit.
Oh, like Breaking Bland. Oh,
That was a good one.
You're a fucking piece of shit. That's
No,
my favorite
you know what?
show.
Hot take: Walter White. You're supposed to hate him. I know that's obvious. I cannot rewatch the show because I just hate him. in every scene he's in. I just fast forward to Saul, Gus, or Mike, or Jesse. I really don't like watching them all.
Mike is probably my favorite character.
Mike is awesome. Mike Ehrmantraut. What a fucking name. What a name. What an actor.
Don't you know what? I feel like, don't you love when a movie or a TV show has a great name? Like a name that you're just like, fuck, that's awesome. Like, why didn't I think of that?
Like Chief Brodey from Jaws. That's quite the name.
It's funny that you love that movie so much, and the main character's name is Brodey.
Yeah. Always brag. Awesome. My brother and I always brag about that. Like, yeah, the main character of Jaws is named Brodey like us, and the guy's like, who are you? Why? What the fuck?
I love when names of movies are good like that. When you just read it and you're like, I just like the way that rolls off the tongue. Recently, The Power of the Dog. I love that name.
Oh yeah,
that's a great fucking title.
That's a great film. Yeah. That actually might be a Best Picture winner. I actually want to win besides Parasite. That was a surprise too. But I hope Power of the Dog wins it all.
I was kind of disappointed by it. I mean, like it's good, but people told me it was like best of the year, and I thought it was like 7 out of 10. Like it's good. I wasn't like blown away by it.
Well, I love westerns.
A second watch helps because I felt the same way.
Maybe.
And when I watched it again, like a lot of because it's a very subtle movie. Like it's there's a lot going on that's just like beyond the surface. And
I love the brothers dynamic between like the masculine, like old school Western character, and then Jesse Plemons, like new school, like, you know, not asshole, but then like I really enjoyed that aspect about it, and I like the score. Which, by the way, the score, I'm like, this sounds like There Will Be Blood. And I looked up, it was Johnny Greenwood. I'm like, oh shit, that's why it sounds.
I love the score. The only thing I don't get is everyone's like, man, Cody Smith McPhee was amazing, and I'm like, all right, let's relax.
The skinny kid, yeah, he was fine. It's like another year. Like who's the kid in that boring ass movie with Affleck, with Casey Affleck, the boring movie where he like tries to kill himself. What the fuck is that?
Manchester by the Sea?
Yeah, like that younger brother kid thing. What the fuck's his name? He was boring as shit, and he got an Oscar nomination.
Lucas Hedges?
Yeah. He cried like Alex Wolff in Hereditary. Like, how did he get an Oscar nomination for that?
Yeah, I'm not too crazy about that nom, but I love that movie. It's a good movie. It's
okay.
Oh, there we go. Brodey strikes again with the hot takes.
Yeah, the fact that won original screenplay over Hell or High Water is such a fucking crock of shit. How the fuck did that movie? How did that boring ass drama with Casey sexual fucking predator Affleck won? Which, by the way, he should have. Denzel Washington should have won for Fences, clear as day, clear as fucking day. Should have won over sexual harassment.
I don't know what you guys think. I've always made this argument that Denzel, in every role that he takes, he's always great, like as performance wise, but his movies always suck overall. You know what I mean?
That's quite the take. Like, give me an example.
I think in recent years that's not too far off. His movies back then were fucking great. Like I love Training Day.
He's got some banger. Like I think Man on Fire is good. I think Flight is really good.
Zemeckis.
Training Day, yeah. Like he's got some really good ones. American Gangster's really good, but like overall, it's like if you look at overall his career, it's mostly like this movie's kind of mid, but he's really good in it. You know,
that's fair.
Yeah, like I watched Tragedy of Macbeth, and I was so fucking bored, but God, it's so boring.
It's another Coen, isn't it? It's another Coen brothers.
Another Coen.
They
can't
just
do
love to
it.
make boring movies with weird dialogue, just like Tarantino.
Yeah, I was too stupid for that movie.
Speaking of performances that shouldn't have won, how the fuck did Emma Stone win Best Actress for her playing herself in La La Land?
Let's knock it off here.
First of all, Amy Adams should have been nominated for Arrival, and she should have won. The fact that she wasn't is bullshit. But how did Emma Stone? It's infuriating because she can't even sing, and she's in a musical.
Whoa, okay, that's where I draw the line,
how does
sir.
That make sense?
No, he's right. He's right.
I love her singing in La La Land, and I think the scene that really did it for me was the audition scene in La La Land. That's such a great scene.
And her eyebrows looked awful. I don't know how like they let her on scene with those fucking eyebrows. She looked like Scorsese, but worse.
I don't like this Emma Stone slander.
I like her. She's great in The Favorites and Easy A and
Birdman.
Birdman. Okay, I forgot about that. Birdman's good too.
Superbad.
Have you seen do you like Birdman, or is that
Yeah.
something we're just like, yeah, sorry.
I like Birdman.
That's a masterpiece for me. I love that movie. That's in my top 10.
Birdman's good.
See, Iñárritu's the one who shows off his fucking dick in that movie.
That dude
Who?
is also, yeah, I would agree.
Alejandro Iñárritu.
Oh, I love him. He's great.
And the Revenant. He also shows off his dick in the Revenant too.
Yeah.
I'm more of a. I love Alfonso Cuarón's movies a little more. Like I think. I mean, I have Y Tu Mamá También at number 10 in my top 10
I haven't
list
seen
of all
Oh,
time.
that's an all timer. But I still go to Children
Children of Men
like,
is my answer. Yeah.
one of the top 10 best movies I've ever seen.
I like all of his movies except Gravity.
Yeah, the
Oh,
fact that he won,
Gravity's ass.
that is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And how did that win Best
Yeah, that movie's
Director?
ass.
How did that win
sucks.
Best Director?
Yeah,
Sandra
Best
Bullock
Director was
sucks.
trash.
Sandra Bullock
And
sucks.
Honestly, how do you guys feel about this? This is actually a pretty good topic that kind of like gets on my nerves a little bit. How do you feel about movies like Gravity and Avatar winning Best Cinematography?
When it's all computer, yeah, it's stupid.
That's bullshit.
It's stupid.
It's
fucking
such
stupid.
like what? Where? There's no craftsmanship to it. Like what's pretty? Not even pretty, but like what? Where do we draw the line at cinematography? You know,
It's basically.
I just like there's no
You know.
there's no technique to it. You know, it barely looks good. Avatar looks like shit now.
Yeah.
I think it's trash. Like the fact that Gravity won best cinematography is just ridiculous.
Might as well give it to Toy Story 4 because that has good cinematography. There's some good
Exactly.
shots.
You know, I was thinking about that. I'm not even lying. That's
Literally.
funny.
Yeah, but then didn't he make a movie about like someone mopping the floor for 2 hours?
Who?
What's it called? Roma?
Oh, hey, hold the fucking phone. Hold the God, I hate. God damn it. I love
I'm just being
Roma.
a dick. Roma's good.
I
Roma's good.
love Roma. I wanted that to win Best Picture
was just
so
kidding.
badly. I love Roma.
No, but it lost to a better film. I'm just kidding. I fucking hate Green Book.
Oof. Oof.
What a-
oof.
Hold on, what did it lose to?
Green
Green
Book.
Book, baby. The best movie of all time.
Green Book with Viggo Mortensen giving the worst Boston accent I've ever heard in my fucking life. Jesus. Fuck that movie. That winning best screenplay is like, you know what? The Oscars don't care. They clearly don't give a shit then about anything. How did that win best screenplay?
I mean, I feel like a lot of that's the year where like you couldn't even like go like, okay, I kind of get why they picked this.
No.
Like, you just like, what the fuck is this? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Green Book is the most basic movie I've ever fucking seen in my life.
What's better than Jojo Rabbit?
I like Jojo Rabbit.
Whoa. There will not be any fucking Jojo Rabbit slander here, okay?
How did that win
Get
screenplay?
shit on.
That's like a,
I'll give you that.
It's like a Disney
I don't think
movie.
it deserves screenplay.
It's like a Disney movie. It's fucking trash. I didn't like it. I don't like what's his face.
Taika Waititi?
No, I don't like him.
I love Taika. He's so
Good.
Have you ever seen What We Do in the Shadows?
No,
That's a
Or Hunt
great
for the
movie.
Wilder People.
no.
Oh, you gotta watch those, dude.
He's the Disney show now, and I don't like that. He's basically just
This
doing.
was pre-Disney shit.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, his-
pre-Disney.
I don't like Jojo Rabbit. I'm like, yeah, I might not like his other shit then if I don't like this one.
I'm trying to think of what's like the worst Oscar nominee in the most like recent years. Shit.
I mean, Gravity director is
Probably
pretty
Moonlight.
bad.
Shut the fuck.
Let me just say, 2016 had a strong year. Okay, you had Moonlight, you had Arrival, you had Hell or High Water, Nocturnal Animals. Okay, that one too. Lion's good.
20th Century Women.
I didn't see that one.
2014 is kind of like a great year too.
I think 2011 was probably my least favorite because there's not one movie that was nominated that I liked besides. Well, Drive wasn't nominated, so I can't even say that one.
I liked Warrior that year.
Is that Spielberg?
Oh, no. That's a good one. That's with the Tom Hardy, right? And Joel Edgerton.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of War Horse.
Yeah, and Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton is awesome. He's underrated too.
That's a good one. That's a good movie.
Oh, The Wailing came out in 2016. That's true. Ooh. But how
2014
So did
was kind of like
Train
a
to
match for me.
Busan, The Handmaiden.
nice
Like, there are
guys.
some bangers.
Oh, guys, of course, we can't forget the Ghostbusters remake.
Oh,
Nah.
I got
never
called
watched that
a
one.
misogynist for hating on that movie, and I was like, no, this movie's ass.
A Cure for Wellness is an underrated Gore Verbinski film. Watch that one.
I
Super
remember
good.
that.
Super good. I love that one. It's weird.
You got called a misogynist for saying Ghostbusters was bad?
Oh, The Void. The Void's also awesome. Good horror film. The Void is an underrated, like, low tier horror film. I have it on Blu-ray. It's great.
Wait, Brody, have you ever seen Mommy?
Is that made by the French filmmaker, whatever the fuck his name is?
Xavier Dolan.
I definitely said it so wrong. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. I love that movie. That movie. It's another emotional movie for me. That one gets me a lot.
I'll add to my watch list for sure.
Please watch it. So I gotta add Love Story to mine.
You know, I started watching this little movie called fuck. What is it called? It's got Naomi Watts and it's really fucked up.
Mulholland Drive?
No, which she's in a lot of fucked up movies like that. It's Michael Haneke. He made it. What is it called?
Oh, Funny Games.
Yeah, it wasn't funny. It was actually really insufferable. I didn't like it.
Well, first of all, I've only seen the 1997 version, and that movie was fucking awesome.
So, I started watching it right before I was going to a trip to West Virginia in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, this is not the right movie to watch before I go to an abandoned place with some friends with no cell service. So I didn't finish it, but then I finally finished it. I'm like, yeah, it's ass. It's definitely ass. So I'm really glad I didn't finish it because it's the first time because it's definitely ass. So no, thank you.
Ass and it's not good?
Ass is not good. No, I don't like it.
Are you what?
I don't like it. No, there's a scene where the good Naomi Watts has an upper hand, and the guy literally takes a TV remote and rewinds the film to where she doesn't have an advantage. And I'm like, that is the most pretentious thing I've ever seen in my life. That was such garbage. I just like, yep.
It was a take on the American audience and what we like to see.
Movie
the
sucks.
Violence. Love it.
You can't be serious. Then actually, let's do a Looney Tunes Deadpool reference and just rewind the fucking movie so she doesn't. That's stupid.
I love that
that's fucking stupid.
Movie.
And that's coming from someone who likes Halloween 3, which arguably someone says is a bad movie, which I can understand. I think that's a masterpiece.
I love that fucking needle drop in the beginning where like it's like a peaceful little drive and then the la 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 that fucking song. Oh, movie's awesome.
So
damn.
So David, let's hear some more bad takes from you, David. It's been like 2 minutes.
Oh God, do we have to?
Dude, you've been on a bad streak lately. All of your tweets I've seen like the past couple weeks have been just like trash. I don't know what's
every
wrong with
take
you.
of yours is trash.
It's like, what are you doing?
Not talking apparently.
David. He's still in the stream room. I guess I hurt his feelings. I guess we can keep talking until he shows back up.
Probably like unplugged his mic or something.
He didn't text me, so I'm not sure.
It's very strange. Yeah, no, I love Funny Games. Oh, his computer died.
Oh, he texted you that?
Yeah.
So let's stop recording. So David decided to just shut his computer off and turn it back on to stop the recording for a second.
No, my computer died. I didn't realize we were going to record for 4 hours like a Joe Rogan podcast.
It's been 2.5, so it's the same runtime as Munich.
Joe Rogan podcast.
Which Munich is very long. It's too long, by the way.
It's the perfect runtime.
What's a movie that's too long to you guys?
Oh, I know. The Hateful Eight.
Yeah. Actually, every Tarantino film is too long.
Oh, come on. That Inglourious Bastards.
Okay, that's an exception.
Too fucking long. I can't think. Well, most recently, Munich was like way too long.
Moonlight is like 2 hours too long.
Shut the fuck up, you asshole. God, I fucking hate you.
It's too long. Halloween Kills is too long by far. Okay, what's a seriously one that's too long? A Tree of Life is like 3 hours too long.
Yeah, that movie's insanely long.
Oh my god, Kubrick's Lolita is way too fucking long. Jesus Christ, why is it 2.5 hours? By the way, the movie's not good. That's one of his like movies I don't like.
I was gonna say it's like American Beauty before American Beauty.
American Beauty is garbage, trash, pretentious.
Let's
bullshit.
not go into that one. I love that movie.
That's Lawrence's favorite movie.
It's like a bag in the the wind. Thanks, Sam Mendes. You're very subtle about your fucking movie over here. God, it's trash.
God, I love that fucking movie. The score, everything.
It beat Magnolia for best screenplay. That garbage? That Kevin Spacey sexual predator
garbage Magnolia? Fuck that movie.
That movie's actually too long too, by the way. I should say that.
No, actually, I'm totally gonna disagree with you on that. I love how long that movie is. That's the fastest 3 hours I've ever gone through, besides like Wolf of Wall Street.
To be fair, it needs to be 3 hours long because there's like 16 storylines. But actually, Scorsese films are way too long too. Let me be honest. Some of them are
Which ones? Which fucking ones?
Gangs of New York is way too long.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
That
but
one's too long.
Wolf of Wall Street, I feel like
too long.
Oh no,
that one flies by.
Casino,
like 40. That's like 40 minutes too long.
Casino's too long.
Yep.
Let me guess, Irishman.
No, actually, I like The Irishman. That's a good length.
Thank you.
Irishman is 4 hours too long because it just shouldn't exist.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, my answer's probably Munich. That movie was fucking exhausting.
Dark Knight Rises is too long. It actually should have never been made. It should have just stopped after The Dark Knight.
I think you could have added an extra hour of just greatness that it already had.
No, it's clear as day that they did not want to go with that route, but Heath Ledger unfortunately died. It's like, okay, Bane, and we're gonna have Anne Hathaway as the worst Catwoman ever imaginable, and we're gonna have Bruce Wayne as Batman.
Barry.
She's awful. She's horrible. She's not even Catwoman. She's just like Anne Hathaway.
I mean, Zoe Kravitz is gonna take that title from her, though.
Stop.
I'm so excited for that, by the way. I'm very happy about that.
I like Zoe Kravitz. I don't think she's a great actress, though.
You can't judge it before you see it, bro.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
What else is too long?
Everything's fucking like too long. If it really depends, like there's movies that aren't runtime wise long, but they feel like it.
Oh, it's just bad pacing. I hate movies that have
Terrible
bad pacing.
pacing.
Like Halloween Kills has the worst pacing I probably ever. Actually, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is way too long. It's 2.5 hours long of complete someone on screen just taking a shit, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to watch this for 2.5 hours. I just don't. It's garbage.
Recently, I can't technically say this is too long because I fell asleep for one of the 2 hours and 40 minutes. House of Gucci was like really fucking boring.
I saw an edit.
Watched it.
I saw an edit. I don't know if this is actually the movie, but is it true where Jared Leto like is upset, then he like opens his mouth to scream and a car horn goes off? That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I'm like, I have to watch this movie.
Hilarious. That's fun.
I have a question though. Was Adam Driver bad in it too?
He was. I only saw the first hour. He was fun.
Is it supposed to be funny? Like, is it supposed to be a comedy or something?
No.
Oh.
I mean, there's definitely funny parts in it. I don't know if it's intentional. Honestly, that movie's just fucking boring.
No, but
I woke up, I was like,
that had any nominations when Ridley Scott's other banger of a movie came out in the same year is like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one with Knights and how no one saw it because no one gives a fuck about Knights.
Come on,
that was a good movie though.
I didn't see it. I don't really see a lot of Ridley Scott movies like I should.
The Last Duel was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
It's really good, yeah.
Jodie Comer should have been nominated for Best Actress.
Yeah, and she would have won too. By the way,
you know who should have been nominated was Lady Gaga in House of Gucci. It's kind of a shame that they got getting it right.
You know what? If you ask him now, he'd agree.
What?
Mao fucking loves House of Gucci, apparently.
Oh gosh, that movie is something else. I can't. It's just so fucking dumb. Oh man.
Toy Story 3 is also too long.
Really? Wow.
I don't like Toy Story 3 is my least favorite of the Toy Story films.
Okay, but it's better than 2, so why are we talking about
2 is the
Shut the fuck up.
It goes 1, 2, 4, 3. I actually like the fourth one. People say it's unnecessary, but I think it's good.
The fourth one is unnecessary, but it's good. But like 2 is just ass because of
4 is pretty unnecessary.
4
but
has
it is
a better
good.
ending than 3. I'm sorry, I hate to say it.
Wait, what?
4 has a better ending than 3.
No, that's just wrong.
No.
3.
Yeah.
The
3
third
ends
film
perfectly.
wants us to cry so it could eat our tears and jerk off to it. That's why 3 loves to just cry, you millennials. It's just like, okay.
It was, it's emotional. His childhood is fucking over, and these toys he grew up with.
Brodey, I think you just hate everything Disney.
Yeah.
No, I like Pixar. I liked Soul. Even though like the whole like cat switching body things was really stupid, I still like Soul a lot. Soul was
I tried watching about like 15 minutes of Encanto, and I was like, no.
What's that?
That's the next fucking best animated feature win.
Is it Pixar?
I think it's just Disney. It's the one where that song like "We Don't Talk About Bruno" comes from.
I don't even know what that is.
It's good. it's fucking boring.
Luckily for me, I don't have a kid yet, so I don't have to deal with watching Disney shit until I probably have a kid. They're gonna be like, I want to watch fucking Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or some shit. Like, all right, whatever.
And that's when you say, "Too bad you're watching Apocalypto."
You're watching Gertz and Cowardly Dog, you little fuck. Again.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
I can just do the Mickey Mouse voice to them and just, there you go. It's easy. Go to bed, you little shit. I want to fuck your mom. Oh, I hope
my god. I'm really glad I was on the podcast where David's audio sounds really good.
I'm glad it sounds good now. No, it's we can do more episodes. For sure.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited for you guys. I feel like it's going to work out very well for you. I mean, no one's going to listen.
Yeah, that's the joke.
No one's listening anyway, but at least it'll sound better.
We should definitely have you on for another episode, Lawrence.
Please, whenever you guys want. I mean, I don't want to ruin your guys' flow, but if you guys feel like, this shit's sucking, you bring me back.
Well, it's nice talking to someone who actually has taste. So, like, it's really a nice change of pace.
Thank you. Wow. David's the worst, man. I'm telling you, David's the fucking worst.
Well, you know what, Brody?
I'm just kidding.
My team won the Super Bowl, okay?
Oh
God! Don't get me fucking started.
You mean the refs won the game for you?
That fucking bullshit. Look, I'll give. Okay, I don't want to get too deep into this because this is a movie podcast, but
not a football podcast.
But no, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna.
I'll give you one thing. I like Stafford, so I'm happy for him. That's it. It's the only thing about it. I like him.
I wanted the Bengals.
Like Aaron Donald?
Who the fuck's that?
Fuck Aaron Donald.
Is the best player on the field. Is the guy who brought down Joe Burrow to end the game.
Oh, yes. Well, good for him too.
No, not good for him. Fuck that whole game. Game's stupid.
By the way, I feel so bad for Joe Burrow. They could not protect him to save his life.
No, they couldn't.
Like he tore up his knee.
They need to fucking get an O-line. My God.
Yeah. The
draft, they should just get a bunch of big refrigerator men and just fucking protect that motherfucker. Jeez.
I'm excited for the Patriots. What's going to happen for them? Mac Jones.
Don't fucking tell me you're a Patriots fan.
I'm a huge Patriot fan.
Oh, fuck. I'm stopping recording right now. Fuck Bill Belichick and fuck the fucking Patriots. I don't like them. I like Tom Brady. Don't like the Patriots.
I love the Patriots.
Biggest, cockiest team ever. They're worse than the... Actually, no, the Warriors are worst. Fuck the Warriors.
Come on. The Cowboys? Cowboys are the fucking worst when it comes to...
They're a joke.
The fucking Cowboys fans, Cowboys as a team, Cowboys as a franchise, literally the worst. Literally the worst.
Literally.
Come on, we're at least a little better than them.
Green had to cry to KD to get him on the team so they can win, so they can beat LeBron. Fuck the Warriors.
And this is the sports podcast that nobody listens to.
Yeah, that's why I love sports.
Listen to me. I know we're doing this film one, but I've for a long time have thought about starting just like a regular sports podcast.
I couldn't do it. I don't know that much about sports. That's the problem.
I don't want to give too much away because it's still in the works. But me and a friend of mine are starting another podcast that will not be about anything. It's just going to be, what we are going to attempt as a comedy podcast. But I'm excited for that.
Well, I expect to get an invite.
Oh God, that's never gonna happen. I will never, ever.
Wait, it's supposed to be a comedy one, bro. How are you gonna be on that one then?
Oh, that hurts.
Wow. That hurt,
yeah. Hey,
I'm just kidding.
Take it easy,
I like
buddy.
to think I'm funny, but I'm really not. I'm funny when I'm not trying to be funny. When I try to make an actual good joke, everyone's like, nothing. Like how that was.
Oh no, I'm not gonna try and like make fucking jokes, but like me and my friend, we have these conversations that are so fucking weird that we'll just start laughing for hours, and we're like, we should just fucking do this podcast.
Like you start off like, do you ever think David Lynch and John Waters fucked?
Oh no, ours are just too far. That we're convinced that we're weird. Like we're genuinely the weirdest people ever. Like there's no way people have the conversations we have.
Wait, just play the clip of that Riverdale post with Cole Sprouse saying, "I'm a weird Al."
Yeah. Not that kind of weird. Like weird where it's like
I'm just
we
kidding.
gotta put you in a hospital. Like something's definitely wrong with you guys. Like
Oh.
we got to do some tests on you. It's weird.
Oh, so like Patriots fans.
All right, relax, okay? God damn it, I love the Patriots. God, I hate that this whole postseason was amazing except for our game.
I loved watching the Bills just fucking smack them. That was so fun.
Demolished. Yeah,
That was so fun.
Josh Allen. Fuck Josh Allen.
That was so
Piece
fun
of
to watch.
shit.
They scored on every fucking drive. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've never seen that before because they were literally like, "Well, we don't know that this has ever happened."
It
And the team
hasn't.
just scored a touchdown on every
I was
possession.
so happy when they got fucking knocked
I
out.
love watching Bill Belichick just get fucked in the ass. It's one of my favorite things ever.
All right, and I think we're out of time.
All right, seriously, if you guys want to say anything else, go ahead. I think I said almost everything ever imaginable in this podcast.
Yeah, this was fun. I gotta say that. It was a lot of fun doing this.
Next time we'll pick movies that we actually will talk about for a majority of the time and not Munich and how boring it was and how Sorcerer was good, and that's it.
Wow. Okay.
Munich was boring. I think the only thing I gotta say is go listen to the Filmaholics podcast. Well, no one's listening to this podcast right now.
No. Give your Twitter out and your information, like your podcast stuff and all that stuff.
If you go to at Twitter at Filmaholics_pod, that's where you'll find us on Twitter. Filmaholics Pod on Instagram. And if you just search up on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, the Filmaholics Podcast, you'll see us. And we talk about a whole lot of movies and we drink alcohol while we do it. It's a lot of fun.
It's actually a
enjoy
good
it.
podcast.
Thank you
heard
so
some
much.
Episodes. They're good. It's definitely...
Thank you so much. We have a lot of fun doing it. I hope that my audio is good because this is the mics we use for that, and I'm always very self-conscious about the audio.
No, you sound good.
Thank you. Yeah, but please go check us out. I mean, we're actually doing pretty good. Sometimes I'll be surprised with we have our There Will Be Blood episode. I think that's our most popular. It's at like 300 some plays. Yeah, so like that, I mean, for us, is just insane, and we appreciate it. But yeah, go check us out, and I'll shout you guys out on the next episode of the podcast because, well, I mean, no one's gonna listen, but for I'll still do it.
David, anything else to say before we head off?
I'll just say I can't wait because obviously Lawrence is our first guest. I'm excited to have on more guests. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I can't
we'll
wait.
talk about that for
Especially it's because obviously, I'm sure we'll do one guest at a time at first. But
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll start doing 2 or so.
Yeah, we
have a
have plenty of
crowded
friends
pod.
on Twitter that we can bring on too, so it'll be nice.
Yeah, I'll bring Matt on just for Lawrence's.
Oh my
episodes.
god,
Oh no,
Bad.
please don't.
I'm gonna get earplugs for that one. Actually, I don't even want to be on it. I'll just listen to it. But
Well, I mean, we
For
wouldn't
you
be able to
guys.
get a word in if we're being honest.
right. And I'd like to thank the audience for wait, never mind. This is the film podcast nobody listens to. Good night, everybody.